Happy Father's Day to everyone. Mouth, Hetzer, Jonathan, thank you for the kind words, Hetzer. Thank you for the $20 super from Mouth before the stream even started. I'll read that in 1 second. Let's hop into the $3 sit and go real quick to get it full so then people will join. $3, 12-team league. I am the fourth one in here. So, guys, hop in there if you want to draft with me, and we'll get to all the Father's Day stuff, as well as some of the football stuff. We have to talk about Jerry Jeudy and Luther Burden, and they will be forever connected on this channel. I don't know if you guys stayed to watch the rest of last night's stream. We ended up going 5 hours. And the last 30 minutes was a crazy conversation about Jerry Jeudy and Luther Burden. We'll talk about that in a second. But, Mouth, appreciate you, dude. Happy Father's Day to all the fellow youth counselors out there. Even though we don't have our own kids, we are fathers to the kids of the community. We are the village parents. This chug is for us. Appreciate that, Mouth. And you're right, man. That goes for, stepdads out there, sometimes uncles, grandparents, whoever is, just being influential in these kids' lives in a good way. And to your point, Mouth, typically if you're a youth counselor for a kid, they don't have the greatest family life or, a father figure in their life. So you are just as important, if not more important, than the actual biological parents or fathers. So appreciate you. The shucks for you. That also got us a second draft already. So we're doing 2 drafts already. And maybe we'll get to a third one later. So I'm going to chug here. Guys, we are in the $3 sit and go. So hop in this one. We have 5 out of 12. So if you want to draft with us, $5 sit and go. The $3 sit and go. $3 sit and go. 12-team league. $3, Derek. Here's a chug for Mouth and for all the fathers out there that allow us to chug beer. Especially the ones that aren't around anymore. Especially those. Here we go. I want to give a quick shout out to my own father, who I know you guys would all love because I am who I am because of my father. He is a way better man than myself, but, I think he did a good job, and very lucky to have him in my life. I wish he would come on the show sometimes. He's made some appearances. He's called in on the show a couple times. Maybe I can get him to make an appearance one of these nights just to chat with you guys. He's kind of Amish. But, he's coming to town next week. Maybe I'll have him just hop on over here next to me, and we could talk for 10 minutes or whatever. He's a well-spoken individual. He's a smart dude. This is the regular sit and go. $3 sit and go, Dakota. We're getting it full here. What's with this Geno Smith baby mama drama on Father's Day? I didn't hear about it, Moreau. What is this? Can somebody help me out with what it is? I have not heard this. Is Geno Smith one of these, guys that has like 10 kids? Also, a great point from Blake. Says, shout out to my mama for being a dad too. Especially single mothers. You got to celebrate Father's Day for them too, because they're playing both roles, which is damn impressive, man. Damn impressive. So, again, shout out to everybody who, even guys that aren't fathers. I'm a dog dad. I'm not an actual father, but it's tough out there. And even the ones that aren't great, you know what? We'll give them a partial shout out, right? Hetzer, that conversation at the end of the show. I'm going to release a separate video with that 30 minutes in it because it's during the draft. The first 20 minutes was during our last draft last night. And Ray is just an all-time, Ray could actually be on like First Take, and people would think it would end up in a murder because he just goes crazy. And I think we did misunderstand what he was saying a little bit, but unfortunately, when you drop Antonio Brown in the same sentence as any player that's played 1 year, specifically Luther Burden, who I like Luther Burden, it's gonna get some blowback. This is a $3 sit and go, Mouth. There is 3, 6, 9 people in here. $3 sit and go. Let's see. Make sure it's updating here. Yes, sometimes there's 2 listed. So this is the bottom one. 9 out of 12. Three spots available. You guys all find it? Dakota, shout out to Caitlyn Jenner, who was a dad and now is a mom. Dude, gets all the days. All the days, Dakota. And yes, shout out to you, Miss Jenner. Derek, did you make your way in? Let me know who's in here, who's not in here. Rip to Mouse Dad. Sorry about that, dude. Also, Jason, he's not in here. I know his father's passed. His father was a Patriot. So, yeah, definitely rip to all the dads, alive or gone. You're in our memory. Derek fell asleep. Well, you know what, Derek? It was a really long show, and Ray really wanted to crack the record, the 6-hour record that we hit earlier last week. There ain't no way. I got to switch this. There's no way we're cracking that. We'll see. I mean, at one point we will if we try to, but a 6-hour stream is intense. It's intense. Okay, we have one more spot. We have 11 out of 12. One more spot, guys. $3 sit and go. Appreciate you, Mouth. Jake is in. Jake's probably going to get the 7th pick again. You know what's up. And we're full. I have 6. Pretty full lobby in here. Mouth, both my grandfathers served in World War II. My grandfather on my dad's side served in both the Korean War and World War II. Wow, David, this is half PPR. Underdog is all half PPR. Jake with the first pick. What's going on here, dude? You get 1 or you get an 8. Let me make sure my headset's working here. Let me just play a quick clip here.
Yeah.
American Heroes, Mouth. American Heroes. All right, so we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of us in here. Is that right? Is anyone else in here that I'm missing? I see Jake. I see Derek. I see myself, Mouth, and Dakota. Anyone I'm missing in here? Damn, missing in action. Sorry about that, Blake. What does that mean? My clip-on mic is not working. That clip mic, that clip I played didn't work? Ooh. Jamar Chase falls to 4. Unbelievable. Okay. That's interesting. Would have been super cool to get Puka. Huh. Hold on a second. Make sure this is working here. No, we should be good. Is the audio all right for you guys? Mike's hooked up. Mike should be working. Yeah, Puka usually goes 4, which CeeDee Lamb ahead of Chase is just wild. Like I love CeeDee Lamb, but yeah, no way. Rip to Derek's dad, Robert Dale Richardson. Super awesome name. Well, obviously the Robert, but Dale's a cool middle name. Was he an older gentleman? How long did he last, Derek? Sorry if that's too personal, but 70s, 80s, maybe younger, hopefully not younger. Also, age, it's relative too, because some people can live a lot in 50 years. Some people can live a little in 80 years. It's about the time we have. Making the most of that. And also we want to make sure that they know how much we care. I try to always tell my dad just how much I appreciate everything he's done. Yeah, dude, Derek's dad, Bobby D. I don't think back in the day Bobby D was a really popular nickname, but damn, bro, 45, Derek. I'm sorry, man. That is younger than you currently are. So I know you're a father, so that's rough. But also, Happy Father's Day to you, Derek, who is a father of 2 girls or 3 girls. I think it's 2 at least. Is it 3? Correct me if I'm wrong. We're up in 5 picks here. Dude, I've seen James Cook and Saquon Barkley go at the turn. Whoops, I have the wrong tab open. My bad. Cook and Barkley have gone at the turn quite a bit recently. Drake London to Dakota. Mouth is pretty close to me. Other than that, I don't have much around me, which is kind of cool. I dig it. Two daughters and the new granddaughter. You're a hip grandpa, dude. I want Derek to be my grandpa. Can you adopt me? Like, not as a kid, Derek, but can I be your grandson? Is that possible? I'm a cool grandson, dude. We can do like beer bongs, all the fun stuff. Getting 2 nice options here at running back falling back to me. And we're going to take a guy I don't love, but Devin A-Chain at pick 19 seems like pretty good value. I love the JT Henry start. That is just in half PPR. Such a nice touchdown smash there. Guys, we are 1 sub away from 2,900. So if you're ever debating subbing, I did make this subscriber only mode today. I figured why not? Every other channel does it. And on top of that, most of these guys all have ads on their live streams, which is insane because it's like, A, that's greedy as shit. B, that's just disruptive to people watching the stream. The idea is to be in live time, interact with the hosts, the chat, all that kind of stuff. But like to not be in, like, having an ad just costs you those 30 seconds. It is free, Hetzer. Thank you. How you doing, Hetzer? Hetzer, are you still hungover from the other night? He might be. He might still be hungover from the other night. I'm still hungover from last night because that was a long stream. That was a lot of drinking. God, that Ray thing was great. You know what's funny? I put this in the Discord. I looked up Luther Burden's NFL.com scouting report, and literally Jerry Jeudy was one of the comps, and that's what I was saying. They said it was Jerry Jeudy mixed with Amon-Ra St. Brown's hands, which I think that's a little aggressive to say that, but I don't think I was far off with the Jerry Jeudy thing. Are you talking ad reads, McCall? If you're talking about the actual ads, right? It's the actual ad you're talking about. It's a lot, dude. What's up, Cruz? America, fuck yeah. So, a couple options at running back still. We're going to take Breece Hall. Don't love it. Derek accepts my invitation for him to be my grandfather. So, hell yeah, dude. All my grandfathers are gone, so I could use a grandfather. I have a dad. He's awesome, but I could use a grandfather. Oh, it's 3. Sorry, I read that wrong, McCall. 3 1-minute ads per draft. The thing is, he doesn't really – there's so many people watching, you can't even interact with the chat, really. So, like, that's one thing. But you're just not in real time. And I think it's just, I don't know. Like he has enough people watching where he's probably making like $300 to $400 per stream just on the ads. Where if I did it, I would make like $1 or $2, which I could use that $1 or $2. But like I feel like that's just a slap in the face to anyone that's watching your show. Like, I put ads on my long form videos just because I know I know it's not like my subscribers aren't watching because you guys are typically watching the actual lives that the long form derives from. Yeah, ads. I'm just not an ad guy. I have YouTube Premium, and I watch a lot of YouTube, obviously, to watch film. And, just watch a lot of stuff. YouTube, I just love watching anything. Movie-related, sports-related, and ads are just the devil. Especially if you're trying to, like, listen to something in the shower, for instance. Like, you can't get out of the shower and stop the ad, so you just have to listen to an ad. You can hate it. Pickens or Devonta, man. I usually take Pickens because it's ADP, but Devonta's the number one there, right? Hey, Luther Burden's available. No way. And got to remember, this is a sit and go. All right. God, I really hate Breece Hall. Nice Javonte Williams pick, man. I would have gone Javonte Williams had he fall back to me. Javonte over Jeremiah Love is interesting. I heard Lemon is a better body to be the number one in Philly. Lemon. Makai Lemon. Are you actually a Lemon fan, Dakota? Because I'm not. I like the game. I'm not a fan of him this year in fantasy. Not where he's going. I mean, you can make an argument that price isn't terrible. Wide receiver 35. Not for me, brother. All right. A lot of good options here. A lot of good options here. Pick 54. Oh, you're talking about the fantasy football counselor? That would be an argument he would make. It's not really an argument, first of all, because body types of wide receiver, like St. Brown does not have the body type of a wide receiver one. Like, get the hell out of here, dude. That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. I didn't actually watch it, Dakota. I just sent you the most recent one because I didn't have to like find one that's like egregious or like something to be like, this guy's a clown. Like any video he puts out is going to, you listened, you heard him. It's just so much like bias and just garbage like information. Not to mention it's usually the wrong information. It's funny to say something is wrong in fantasy football preseason because it's like the weather a lot of times. But like his art, because he's so aggressive on his players. Like, last year he was telling people to take Ashton Genty number one overall. Like, you can like Ashton Genty and that's fine, but to tell people to take a guy a whole round, essentially, he was going at the 1-2 turn, which was fine last year. I didn't love it, but like to say to take a guy number one overall, you're just giving up value, and like that's not how you win leagues. That's not how you do anything good in fantasy. Man, fuck. Quinshon Judkins, my dude. So I guess we're just going to take some pretty decent value on Loveland. I've been getting him a lot in these sit and goes, guys. He's ADP 46. I got him at 54. I know Mouth was hoping he would get him. Mouth with the 3 running back attack here was Chase Brown, Travis Etienne, and Cam Scatterbo. Pardon me, Cam Scatterbro. Pretty nice stuff there. Now we really have to make up wide receiver. There goes Lamar. I think that the upside, dude, it's almost like the upside is with Devonta Smith and the floor is with Devonta Smith. But that being said, George Pickens had 90 catches, 1,300 yards, and 9 touchdowns last year, 9 or 10. But that was a lot. CeeDee Lamb was hurt. So I guess here's what it comes down to for me. It's like, is the passing offense in Dallas going to be that much better? Like, I know it's gonna be better than what they have in Philly, but that much better to where the number 2 option is actually going to outscore the number 1 option. And typically, I won't draft the number 2 on a team unless we know they're going to be the 99 Rams over what I believe is a true number 1. Now, a lot of people don't view Devonta Smith as a true number 1. Case in point, what Dakota just said about Lemon being the better body type for number 1 because Devonta Smith's very, very slight. But hey, Marvin Harrison, the original Marvin Harrison, not Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison had a very slight body type. Not as slight as Devonta Smith, but I think Marvin Harrison, can someone check this out for me? What did Marvin Harrison weigh? 175, 180 is my guess. I think that they will have 1,000 yards. It just comes down to touchdowns. And for me, and especially in PPR, like Pickens does not have 95, even 90-plus catch potential if CeeDee Lamb stays healthy. He's going to have big plays. He's going to have touchdowns. I think Devonta Smith could eclipse 100 catches. I guess we're just going to take guys I don't really like, but we'll take value, and we'll see that works. Yeah, Marv's pretty overweight. Half kidding, of course. I'm talking about Marvin Harrison Sr. Marvin Harrison Sr. had to be like 180, 190, right? Like he was only 6 foot, so he was pretty small. There's no way Marvin Harrison Sr. weighed 200 pounds. No fucking way. I would be floored. Well, I have some good options here. There goes Jaden Daniels. All right, thank you. Thank you, Cruz. 6 foot 185. So I would guess Devonta Smith 170, 175. I think he's 6'1". So, I mean, similar body type, honestly. And anyone wants to argue Marvin Harrison wasn't a number one, like they're insane. Marvin Harrison was the definition of a number one in the NFL. Maybe one day his son will be there, but I don't think we're there yet. Speaking of Marvin Harrison Jr., off the board, pick 71. Is this what site is this on, McAuliffe? Lamb is at 975.5 over under receiving yards. Puka's at 1375. Is Lamb really that low? Dude, I'm going to smash that Lamb prop. Like coming off the injured year. What is that on? Is that on Underdog or is that on DraftKings? Because that's money, bro. That is money. He should be at 1,050, what I would put it at. That's where like the second tier, not the top 3 guys, they're usually at like 1,050 to 1,100 yards. And I'm not really too worried about like CeeDee Lamb's injury history. So we're taking DK if he's there. Or Dak. My sit and go teams have been pretty similar the last couple nights. I think, Jake, you have too much Monty, bro. I'm not saying you can never have too much Monty. I think you have more than me. I know that. I think I have like 23% Monty. That's a lot. I don't like to ever get to 30% unless it's a guy like TJ Hawkinson or like one of these late picks that doesn't going to, if they get hurt, it's not going to definitely like tank you. And Monty's in that range where you can, like no second round player you should have 40% of. But I'm guessing you have to be 30% on Monty because you take him all the time. McAuliffe said that 975 line on Lamb is on FanDuel. I'm going to check the other books. I'm sure there's nothing lower than that. I bet he's at 1,000 the other books. I think we should hit that tonight, guys. CeeDee Lamb, like, that just seems like easy money. He should be able to get that in, I don't know, 13, 14 games. Derek loves his squad. Okay, that makes more sense, Blake. Blake says CD is at 12.25 on FanDuel. Okay, that makes more sense. Because I was about to like pause the stream and go smash that bet right now because for instance, Alec Pierce pre-injury before we knew about the surgery was at 925. Now that was a high number. I think DK Metcalf's at 900, for instance. They're going wide receiver 36. Yeah, well, having both of them is nice. That's kind of some nice insulation there to have both Monty and Marks. I prefer that more in a sit and go than I would a typical tournament. So we need a quarterback, and there's nothing at ADP. Somehow Tucker Kraft is still available. There we go. Devonta's at 1,000. Do they have George Pickens listed? I'm guessing George Pickens is like 950. Okay, we're going to take Kyle Monungai. Yes, we are. feel like I get him in every sit and go draft with you guys. No one wants Kyle Monungai. Damn, Pickens at 10,050 yards. Wow. Dakota, you have mentioned this before. I do like this is not a Josh Allen stat. This is a Buffalo Bills stat and how Joe Brady wants Josh Allen to spread the ball around. But I like DJ Moore at 750 for sure because he doesn't get hurt. DJ Moore plays through injury. He's only missed a couple games in his NFL career. What is Garrett Wilson at? 975. 4.5 touchdowns, dude. I think that's really low. I know Garrett Wilson's not exactly like Jamar Chase level touchdown merchant, but I'm pretty sure Garrett Wilson had 4 receiving touchdowns in his 6 or 7 games last year with Justin Fields. Derek, ESPN's ADP is a mess, dude. You get so many nice values. But if you go over to Yahoo or like Fantrax, you're going to have like Tucker Kraft at 10 and 5. Really good options here. By 6. Damn. There goes Laporta. Nice pull there, Jake. Yeah, there was that stretch where Josh Allen was just peppering Stephon Diggs with targets. Somehow you can make anything into an anti-Josh Allen take, Dakota. That being said, we all know Dakota loves Josh Allen in fantasy. His thing is more he thinks he's a bad real-life quarterback, which you could say he's not a winner. I guess that's more accurate than saying he's a bad real-life quarterback. We have some options here. I think my running back room's solid. A-Chain, Breece Hall, and Kyle Monungai. We have JSN, Terry McLaurin, Carnell Tate, and DK Metcalf, and Colson Loveland. So we need a quarterback at some point. I don't want to lose out on the tier 2 quarterbacks here. Also, man, there is some there goes Xavier Worthy. Screw me. So we'll take Matt Stafford. I need a quarterback here. I mean, I think this is a Diggs problem, dude. Diggs also forced his way out of Minnesota, right? And Diggs lasted 1 year in Houston. Now, that was injury related as well. But, yeah, Jake has the first pick. I think Stephon Diggs is kind of a prima donna. That's my guess. Because everything else I've heard, man, is like if you're trying to ask out of Buffalo because you don't want to play with Josh Allen, like there's maybe a couple quarterbacks that you'd want to play with over him that are pocket guys or whatever, but like the list is very small. Doesn't seem like a good strategy. And all Josh Allen's teammates just fucking speak so highly of him. So now I know they do during, but even after they leave, I've never heard anyone be like, dude, Josh Allen's a bad teammate. Josh Allen doesn't work hard. Josh Allen, like, it sucks. Any of these things. Like I've never heard that. Derek, I am also in a couple ESPN leagues. I like to mix up my home leagues as much as I can with different sites because then you can get more of the players you like and have to reach on them. Sometimes you can get like ESPN especially. For instance, Tucker Kraft, we were talking about. Such good value. We are getting down to the shit at wide receiver right now. God, Travion Diggs is terrible. One awesome year, though. You know, he's the gambler. Kenny Rogers just going for picks on every single play. That is why ESPN has that wonky. I always mention it. That's why they have that wonky ADPs because it's family and friends leagues, it's free leagues, it's things like that. Man, we can't really take. We might go ahead and take Baker. I could be cool with the 2 quarterback room with Stafford and Mayfield. think I'd prefer a late third. And that was clearly a mistake to pay Thielen to be the number one. Thielen is much more of a fan favorite. Even though Stephon Diggs was the dude that, the Case Keenum pass that screwed over the Saints in the NFC Championship. It was a divisional game. That was Stephon Diggs, baby. Jared Goff, number one first round pick, according to my dad. Are you playing in like a league that if you're doing a completion league, Jared Goff, like a 6 per passing touchdown, and you get like a half point for completion or something, Jared Goff should be one of the top 3 quarterbacks taken. That is the only way. Nothing on the rushing side. Never a top 5 quarterback. This wouldn't be a bad pick. Send your dad over to this channel, baby. We'll help him out. 126. I can't take another tight end. Aaron Jones is sitting out there right now. Seems gross, though. I just hate drafting Aaron Jones. Jordan Mason goes ahead of Aaron Jones here. Jordan Mason. All right. Some decent options at running back still left. Nobody at quarterback. Worth a damn right now. We're going to keep with, man, I need receivers, dude. Let's take a shot on a rookie. 2 rookies, which I don't like, but this is the shitty area of wide receivers here. Higgins, Coker, Diggs, Travis Hunter, Omar Cooper, McMillan, Juwan Jennings. Skipped over one name there. A little subtle move. Dude, Hetzer, he could totally watch the show. If he goes to bed at 6 o'clock, we're still on when he wakes up, baby. You know what I mean? Last night we were on till 5 in the morning. Hey, still 1 sub away from 2,900. 1 sub away. Obviously, I think everyone in here is subscribed. This is Isaiah Likely. Sam Darnold. He can pop in the show and he's on his way to work. I'm just fucking with you, Hetzer. Saturday morning. There you go. Saturday morning. Who just took Shaheed? Why can't I never get Shaheed? Ever? Good pick, Dakota. A little bit ahead of ADP, but that's the only way to get him in these lobbies. You got to take him like 7 picks ahead of ADP. Damn it. I knew it was a pipe dream. Fucking pipe dream, man. 139. There goes Diggs. Aforementioned Diggs. Omar Cooper. Fuck me. Is that Mouse team? That's Mouse team. Yep. Mouth, we got to discuss our side bet that we made last night. The terms of the side bet. I'm giving you 25 points in the sit and go. All right. I'll take Woody. We're sitting with JSN, McLaurin, Cardinal Tate, DK Metcalf, Concepcion. We have 4 running backs, 2 quarterbacks, and Colson Loveland. So I could take 1 more running back. Mouth loves that team. Yeah, I was right about it. I think his ADP is going up, I guess. Because last time I checked, it was like 139. You do him at 134. I would take him at 125 personally. I didn't because I was hoping he would fall back. I have to learn from this, though. I'm not ever going to get him. I don't love my team, Mal. I think it's well constructed for a sit and go, and I know you have 4 quarterbacks with really high draft capital. That's why I just mathematically I'm like, I'll definitely bet this team. We have similar builds, though. You just have the extra quarterback, and your wide receiver room is questionable. Oh, I hate this range of wide receiver. And there goes Pacheco. And boom goes a dynamite. Bro. Dude. TJ Hawkinson? That's so early for Hawkinson. No. God damn you, Jake. I'm upset. I'm upset by this. Very upset. All right. I have loved ones, so it's not the end of the world, but man. What is pick 145? Hawkinson's ADP has to be like 160 something, right? Maybe we're driving it up, but it's my first share of Keaton Mitchell, I think. I have like no shares of the guy. Let's see this Hawkinson pick here. Hawkinson is 165. 20 picks. That's when when you're on the corner, you got to make a decision. But 20 picks at ADP, I'll just never get them. So with what you're saying, you prefer Hawkinson over Hunter Henry. You prefer Hawkinson over Gadsden, Strange, Sadiq, Juwan Johnson, for instance. I do personally, but like I thought I was on an island on my Hawkinson love. I thought I was the only one in the world that loved Hawkinson this much. Because I swear I have not heard a single channel, a single person like even talk about TJ Hawkinson, period. Jake, I love you. Going by ADP, TJ Hawkinson, ADP 165. You picked him 145. That's 20 picks early. I think it's fair value. I'm just telling you that's the market is telling you that. I'm not telling you that. I think it's a great pick. I don't like the pick for me because I wanted Hawkinson. As you guys know, I want him in every league. Sometimes it's not in the cards, though. And we're done at running back. Try to get some receivers here. I need a tight end now. This dude, this dude, this dude. So by 10, I can't take a bye week 10. He is kind of a little frail bitch, is Hawkinson's problem. And he doesn't catch touchdowns. So he's kind of injured, and he just is allergic to the end zone. I do really, like, in PPR, I am comfortable with Hawkinson as my tight end 1 in redraft. We'll see how much I actually do that this year in the 40 leagues I'm playing. I'm going to try to do at least 3 or 4 of them and try to get that extreme edge. If he becomes a top 10 tight end, like that is a huge advantage because you get him at literally the last pick in an 18-round draft because he's tight end 21. Not a lot of teams take backups. We're going to take Bryce Young at some pretty tasty value here. Why not? Take a third quarterback. Yeah, you are not. Yeah, see? And he has the same buy as Laporta. I would have taken him with the next pick, too. All good. So now he's going to take 3 tight ends or take a 0 at week 6. So we still have a tight end problem. Well, here's the thing, Dakota. I would probably draft Kenyon Sadiq or somebody before him, but I'm not comfortable rolling with Kenyon Sadiq as my starter. So Hawkinson would be my second tight end taken, but he would be my starter, if that makes sense. I guess what it means is like I'm just going to be streaming the position anyway, and I feel like Hawkinson is a streamer. Hey, 2,900 subs. Just hit the mark. Hooray for us. Hooray for you, whoever did it. Let us know who you are, and we appreciate you. I need just a body at tight end here. Unless it's a big number, guys. I hope we can get up to 3,000 in 1 month. Because it should start ticking up. My goal is 3,500 by the start of the season. Now, I don't know. Mouth, no, that rule was for last night when we needed 10. We needed 1 sub today. I'm not giving a free draft for that. I am going to say thank you to somebody. We are getting a second draft from Mouth Super Chat. Much appreciated. Whoever it was, show yourself. Say hello. Hey, that was the deal last night. We were trying to do it last night. We're already doing 2. Might do 3. This is gross. This is really gross right now. These are going to be like guys actually in my lineup at wide receiver I have to draft. JSN, McLaurin, Tate, Metcalf, Concepcion's my 5. Ugh. So we need 3 receivers that are not going to totally blow here. And Jerry Jeudy is off the board, so I can't take him. I'm warming to Jerry Jeudy. Apparently, Ray hates Jerry Jeudy. That's very apparent. Like, he's angry at Jerry Jeudy. I don't know what Jerry did to him. Clearly, he did something to him because that was an all-time rant. I really don't know how I feel about this squad. It's also going to depend on what 3 receivers I get. Because like I said, Concepcion's my 5 right now, and I have not taken a receiver in a long time. Take guys that I know are going to be on the field playing football. I'm down with all these dudes. It is nice to have him do it on the stream opposed to in person, because in person we're sitting fucking 4 feet from each other. And also he would do this when my wife is sleeping in the next room and I don't have the biggest house. Like, he just wake her up all the time at 2 a.m. And like, it seems like angry and violent, like he wants to murder us. So like, I've told the story before. She like in the morning, she'd be like, did Ray like hit you last night? Were you guys like fighting? I was like, no, we were just talking about Mrs. Doubtfire. and Robin Williams' ability to be a serious actor or some stupid shit like that, you know? In this case, it was Jerry Jeudy versus Luther Burden, but not like crazy serious stuff like politics or religion or anything like that. That's what makes it awesome, is because it's not something that's like super important, or like it's, you know, it's definitely something that's like an opinion too. Like talking about a player comp is like super obscure. And that's what makes it great, though, is we do love Ray's passion, and it's not fake. Like no one could ever fake that. Like you see that in First Take, it's like fake passion. Like that's all fraudulent, man. Like Ray's is legit, and you guys know that. You can see the steam fucking coming out of his ears, dude. He just needs to chill out sometimes. But you know what? I'm never going to tell him that, because I want everyone to be themselves.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
Okay, then.
You just take it easy, man.
You know, that's your answer for everything, dude. And let me point out something. Pacifism is not... Look at our current situation with that camel fucker in Iraq. Pacifism is not something to hide behind.
Just take it easy, man.
I'm perfectly calm, dude.
Yeah, waving the fucking gun around?
Calmer than you are.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to reach on this guy here. I got to pivot because of losing out on my boy Rashid Shaheed. I'm gonna start pivoting to Torrey Horton a little bit because I do like Torrey Horton quite a bit. Little injury with a little worry about the lingering injury and how much he's gonna be on the field, but I think it also comes down to Cooper Kupp. I see Cooper Kupp being extremely situational this year. Red zone, third down. He is dusty, bro. I couldn't believe when I looked it up that Cooper Kupp only had 2 touchdowns last year. Because Darnold still threw like 27 touchdowns. I mean, they all went to JSN, clearly, but like Cooper Kupp was out there a lot last year. And I think they need to look at themselves in the mirror. And Sam Darnold's comfortable now. He's confident now. Like Cooper Kupp is he's a reliable option. Yes. So is AJ Barner, right? And you need some more juice on the field because if they're going to double JSN this year, which they will most times, and he's still going to beat that double, but they might double him with a soft safety over the top as well. You need other guys that can beat man coverage, and Cooper Kupp just can't beat anyone downfield in particular. Torrey Horton can, and we know Shaheed can. That's what they need. They need to make this with their running game possibly sucking to start the year, depending on how Price looks and just the Charbonnet's health. They need someone to beat man coverage and to punish teams for doubling and tripling JSN. And I don't think Cooper Kupp's that dude. Now, on third and goal from the 5-yard line, yes, Cooper Kupp's on the field. He's essentially another tight end out there. Really savvy route runner in that part of the field. Really good against zone. All right. There are 2 guys in here. This draft grade is going to be interesting. I think it's just 5 of us, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us in here. Last night's last draft grade was wild. There was 10 people in that draft. We had to do 10 draft grades. It's fucking awesome. And let's take I already can feel Dakota's going to give me like a D because he hates Tyquan Thornton and Ednai Mitchell. There goes Carson back. I actually have pretty high hopes for Seattle's offense. I think their defense is taking a step back. I mean, that's not even a hot take because it's going to be hard to take a step forward. They lost some guys. NFL is going to adjust to the scheme a little bit. They'll still be a top 5, top 7 defense for sure. But they were like not only shutting teams down, they were scoring. They were taking the ball away, like really, really massive amounts of turnovers and opportunistic stuff, which will probably still continue. I just don't think to that degree. All right, it is time to get to our draft grades, guys. There's the last pick. David Njoku is Mr. Irrelevant here. And let's get to, let's see. Give me 1 second. This is the team from last night. Switch it up. Man, the second half of Adonai Mitchell's season, the first couple games he played, the first game with Justin Fields in particular, was awful. But it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I liked what I saw. I really did. Let's see here. Am I on an island here with that or what? All right. Draft grades, guys. A through F. We're going to start with Jake's squad here. Let me switch the screen for you. This is a ballsy team for a sit and go here. We have Cam Ward and Malik Willis at quarterback. Thank you, Mouth. I know Mouth loves Adonai Mitchell. Cam Ward and Malik Willis at quarterback. Jameer Gibbs, Quinshon Judkins, Chuba Hubbard, Ramondre Stevenson, and Pacheco at running back. This is an A-plus running back room. Rashee Rice, Devonta Smith, Jamison Williams, Michael Wilson, Trey Harris, Isaac Tesla, Dontayvion Wicks, and Calvin Ridley with Sam Laporta, TJ Hawkinson, and David Njoku. I don't know why you took David Njoku. Oh, because of the bye week situation. I would have just punted that. I would have punted that by that tight end week personally, because David Njoku might score 3 points that week. That's just me. I dig this team, man. Wilson's an okay 4. I like Tesla. Wicks and Ridley are nice there with the kind of issues we have there from Wilson to Tesla. So this is a really good team. The quarterback room is rough, but I have hope in both these guys. I think you have a nice floor option there in Cam Ward and a nice ceiling option there in Malik Willis. So that's the issue, though, is a quarterback might be bottom 2, maybe worse in the league, just based on having 2 of them. I'm going to go with I think I agree with Hetzer. I'm going to go solid B, because the running back room I'm in love with. It's just, can these quarterbacks give you top 15 weeks? All you need is a top 15 week each week, and this team will compete. And I do like both of these guys. I think solid B. Put your grade in there. And Dakota says, Njoku better season than Adonai in 2026. You want to board bet that there, buddy? I'm down. Let's go. Full PPR board bet. We'll talk in the Discord, but I'm mental noting that one. Adonai Mitchell's still very, very young, guys. Very big, very fast, and showed a pretty versatile route tree. Now, his hands are terrible. Like, his hands are Jameson Williams-esque, for sure. Not full PPR. Half PPR? Not doing standard. I would agree, Derek. I think if he could have taken Jacoby Brissett, right? Hey, full PPR is real fantasy. I would say Jacoby Brissett, Geno Smith would be ideal with this team, but he felt like he had to take the other tight end because of the bye week situation. When it's Njoku, I get that, like, if something happens to Gatson, I would have probably just gone 2 tight ends. That's why I'm giving it a B. A couple of those mistakes there. Yeah, or if you taken Bryce Young there instead, that would have been much better. And then you could have taken like Kate Otten and fucking Pat Fryermuth or something and had 3 tight ends. So that's why it's not an A. All right, let's go on to Derek's team here. Derek has Jalen Hurts. He says he likes this team. We'll see if we agree. Jalen Hurts, CJ Stroud. That is pretty good value on both those guys. Bijan, Javonte Williams, David Montgomery, JCM, and Devon Claiborne. Pickens, Waddle, Harrison, Reed, Doubs, Williams, Judy, Hurst, Fannin, Okonkwo, and Dulcich. This is like a perfect build. I think you have enough at quarterback. You have plenty at running back, and the 4 and 5 are proper with who you took. Jaden Reed's nice 4. Romeo Doubs 5. Williams, Jerry Judy, Ted Hurst. Nice balance all around on this squad. This is the same grade. I like this. This seems safer than the one we just read in Jake's. Jake's has higher upside, but this is in sit and go. We want safe, right? So same thing. B to B plus. I dig this team as well. It's a good grade. There's only 5 of us in here, so it's a little easier than what it was last night. What do you guys think about this squad? Give us your grade in there and see if you agree with me. Now we're going over to my team. We have Matt Stafford, Baker Mayfield, and Bryce Young at quarterback. We have Devin Achane, Breece Hall, Kyle Monangai, Woody Marks, and Keaton Mitchell at running back. JSN, Terry McLaurin, Carnell Tate, DK Metcalf, Casey Concepcion, Adonai Mitchell, Torrey Horton, and Tyquan Thornton with Colston Loveland and Dalton Schultz. So we have a 3-5-8-2 build. Don't hate the quarterbacks, not the flashiest position ever, but 3 is fine. Running back, same thing. I feel like this whole team is just like pretty average. Tight ends, I don't love having Loveland in a bum. I much prefer if it's like, Brock Bowers or Trey McBride. It's about the back end receivers. The top 4 are fine. The bottom 4 are not great. I don't know. Flexes might be an issue, right? It's Kyle Monangai, DK Metcalf. Don't have a tight end flex. I think I'm banking on having a good quarterback room, which is hard to say because I didn't really draft a quarterback very high. This is a very middle-of-the-road squad, but I feel like it's going to compete. It's going to score points. Does it have winning upside? Probably not. Can it place? And it sit and go? Most certainly. Thin back end running backs. Who was it? Was it Woody Marks and Keaton Mitchell. Yeah, I don't love Keaton Mitchell. I feel like he went way later than that's why I never drafted him. I got him at 150. I am comfortable with him there. Let's go on to Mouth Squad. That's the last team in here, right? I didn't miss anyone, did I? Mouth has Lamar, Mendoza, and Kirk Cousins. Yeah, I don't love those two guys either, Jake. A-Chain fell a little farther, and Breece Hall, again, fell a little bit. I would have much rather had Javonte Williams, but he was already off the board. Lamar, and then both Vegas quarterbacks. Chase Brown, Travis Etienne, Cam Scatterbo, Rashad White, Tyrone Tracy. It's a nice running back room. St. Brown, Roma Dunze, Cortland Sutton, Chris Godwin, Juwan Jennings, Trey Tucker, Ayuk, and Elijah Surratt with Kyle Pitts and Mark Andrews. This is a pretty steady team. I don't love the Mendoza Cousins thing. They all have the same bye week, Mouth. So that's a big issue here, is in a sit and go, you're getting 0 points from your quarterback spot, which isn't the worst thing in the world. You're losing about 20 points roughly, but I'm going to definitely have to factor that in a little bit. Like tight end's one thing, but quarterback to have 0. Yeah, 13, 13, 13. Am I seeing something I shouldn't be seeing on the screen? They all have bye week 13. So that is going to be an issue in a sit and go. Like in a tournament, it's fine because once you make it, like this is just total points the whole year. And like that 20 burger could be the difference between placing, right? Lamar, I feel like this quarterback room's okay because Lamar's going to carry you, right? And then at least you have Mendoza and Kirk. Like you have those two to get you by. But I'm gonna have to knock out like a full, not a full letter, but that could be the deciding factor in a pretty competitive league. Other than that, though, the team, like the running back room is really, really well constructed. I don't love Sutton as a 3, but Godwin as a 4, and I think Trey Tucker is nice as well. And then Pitts and Andrews, really, really good tight end room. So I'm going to go C+ just because I do like this team. I'm going to go C+ because of the bye weeks. Maybe solid C. I think it was a B- to a B team if there was no bye week issue. But the bye week issue, we have to factor it in. It's going to be 20 points roughly. So this is a pretty good team, though. I like everything. I don't love the receivers, but I love the tight ends. I love the running backs. And I think the quarterback room is actually better than most people. Is that everyone's team? Oh, Dakota. Sorry, I missed you, Dakota. I got you, brother. Dakota, we're sitting with Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, and Shedeur Sanders. He's coming around. He's taking Shedeur now, guys. He's off the Deshaun Watson drug. I love it. No more hand jobs for you, bro. Christian McCaffrey, Rico Dowdle, Blake Corum, Kenneth Gainwell, and Tyler Algier. Pretty balanced, man. You bounce back. The Gainwell-Corum combo is super nice because you don't really have a true number 2, but you have three 2Bs, essentially. Rico, Corum, and Kenneth Gainwell. Tyler Algier is also a fine running back 5 for you. Drake London, T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Jaden Higgins, Rashid Shaheed, Tank Dell, Malik Washington, and Jeremy Bernard with Tyler Warren and Jawan Johnson. Well-built team, man. Strengths at receivers. The receiver, decent depth at receiver as well. You got CMC, and you have a bunch of guys that are going to get some solid points for you in a sit and go. And I think the quarterback room is really strong. Like Shedeur Sanders, you could almost argue you don't even need Shedeur Sanders in this team. I feel like you could have gone 2, but they both had the same bye week. So there is an issue here. If Shedeur's not starting week 11, you're going to have, or starting week 6, you're going to get 0 at your quarterback room in week 6. No, this is better than a D+, bro. You at least have hope to have a week 6 quarterback here. Now it's probably a 50% proposition with Shedeur, but Mouth has 0% chance to get quarterback points in week 13. So I feel like if your quarterbacks had bye week 13, I would feel much more comfortable about Shedeur because I don't know if Shedeur starts. If it is Watson, I think they're going to give him 5 or 6 or 7 weeks. We shall see. But I'm going to give this a solid – I'm going to go C+, B-. I actually do like this team. It's just the bye week 6 is a problem. But I like your quarterback room a lot. So I think you can make up for the fact if you do get a 0, this team is a little better. And I have some hope for you having Shedeur in that lineup. Now, unfortunately, Shedeur might start week 6 and get you like 11 points. but 11 is something, right? Solid team. All right, let's we all agree with that, or what do we think? Are you guys really I'm not as worried, like I said, about Shedeur that I am about the Raiders quarterbacks. C+ with B+ potential. The bye weeks, man, they're killer. Luckily, I do focus on that a decent amount. Not as much with running backs and wide receivers, just the onesies. Because I hate having too much capital and taking a David Njoku like we saw, or a Shedeur Sanders. I just don't like that just for the sake of a 1 week sample. All right, let's see what we have here on the board. We have, this is not the NFL. So, you guys want to hop in another sit and go? What do you guys think? Totally up to you guys. This is Mouth. It's actually Mouth's call because Mouth dropped a $20 banger to get us here. What draft do we want to do? We want to do a sit and go. We want to do a Frenchie. I'm down for a Frenchie if you guys want. What's up, Fantasy Dog? I think Jeremy Bernard's just cross-eyed, kind of like the dude from Waterboy. I love Farmer Fran in that. They don't have Superflex, Dakota. What Superflex do they have? Am I missing something? Is it a tournament? Because Superflex. No. Yeah, I don't see a Superflex. I see the category for 2026 Superflex season. It's all the same, though. I don't think it's actually Superflex. It might be. There's no way that's going to fill up, though, because people aren't going to play that. I see a 2-person draft, but I don't want to draft heads up against one of you guys. You're too smart. You like to see Homo's naked. Home is where you make it. Nice call. Nice call. How many people want to draft? Let me know how many we have. Same people as last time? Is it going to be 4, 5 of us total? Because this one currently has, I'm seeing 2 people in there. If we all join, we'll have 7. That will fill up. So we can do that. I'm entering. I'm the 3rd person. So there's 3 out of 12. $3 sit and go. Hop on in, and hopefully we fill it up and people will join in the next 5 minutes. $3 Fantasy Dog. If you want to hop in with us, you're welcome to draft with us, dude. David, you're welcome to draft with us. Non-PPR, I had the 2nd pick. I'm going Bijan and then Josh Allen for my 3rd pick. Should I grab either Chase Brown, Love, or Kyron Williams? I can't decide. I'm going Bijan and then Josh Allen. I mean, you can, David, what if someone takes Josh Allen? Like, we should not plan out this far. What you should do is have tier-based rankings, whether they're your rankings, my rankings, whoever's rankings, and then you can make your decision for you. Ideally, yes, you're going to get Bijan. Then you're going to get Josh Allen. And then I guess I could rank these for you. Chase Brown, Jeremiah Love, or Kyron Williams. I think in standard, I'm going to go Kyron Williams. I think I am. In PPR, I would rank this Chase Brown, Jeremiah Love, Kyron Williams in that order. Half PPR, I'd probably have it the same. But in standard, man, Kyron Williams has the most touchdown upside there. Because I know Chase Brown, I know he's a receiving touchdown upside, but Chase Brown is 5.5 Vegas total. Jeremiah Love, same 5.5. Kyron Williams has to be 7.5. So we're looking for yards and touchdowns. I think the touchdowns will overcome. Those guys are all in the same tier for me in standard. All in the same tier. But I would never – I mean, I want Javonte Williams over all of those guys in standard. Javonte Williams would be my pick over Chase Brown, Jeremiah Love, or Kyron Williams. But yeah, I'm not I'm not trying to plan out my draft like that personally. Fantasy Dog, these are underdog best ball drafts. You can watch and kind of. Oh shit! I missed your comment, Derek. I don't think we'd be able to back out and get in time. Let's see how this fills in the next 3 minutes. Otherwise, we'll back out and try to get it there. Fantasy Dog, I'm welcome to give you a best ball tutorial. Like I said, get in the Discord, man. I will give you an hour of advice and all the kind of stuff for best ball, what you need to know. Also, just watching this is going to help as well. It's not much different than redraft in terms of drafting. It's just there's no lineups, there's no lineup changes. There's no free agents, no trades. It's literally whatever you draft is your team. The computer manually sets your highest players, right? Your 2 best running backs, your 3 best receivers, your best quarterback, your best tight end, and your best flex. So, but if you're interested, man, in learning more about it, like I said, I will personally walk you through that, as well as any other fantasy football questions. I am here for you guys. So we have 6 people in here. We'll see if anyone else joins. We can just try to do a Frenchie after this if it doesn't fill up in the next couple minutes. You'd think it would. Hetcher's taking a little break. He needs to cleanse his soul from all the best ball he's been drafting. I think I'm up to like 450 in on best ball already. I am in the regular one. This is the regular one, Dakota, not the super flex. Dakota can't get in this one. Okay, we can back out. Fantasy Dog, you've done 403 best ball drafts? What site are you using? Yeah, bottom one. Good call, Derek. Thank you. Well, the nice thing, Mouth, is all that is winnings from your other. Oh. I thought, Fantasy Dog, I thought you said you didn't know what best ball was. Oh, I see what you're saying. I didn't read that last comment, Fantasy. Sit and Go is a one league. It's essentially one league. So it's not a tournament style. It's the 12 people in here. It's a one lobby. It pays out the top 3 spots, and there's no tournament. There's not playoff matchups. There's not playoff matchups. It's 17 weeks. Highest scoring team gets first place. Second highest scoring team gets second place. Third highest gets third place. That's what it pays out. So you're just playing against this specific lobby, this league. Think of it like a redraft, right? It's not like the Scott Fish Bowl where you have a bunch of different leagues and then you narrow it down towards the end, which is what best ball is with these big tournaments. So it's better for like returns on your investment. You know, you're not going to obviously win thousands of dollars, but when I used to do sit and goes exclusively, I double or triple my money every year. Tournaments is more random, right? You might lose money 1 year. You might win 10 times your money if you get, top 30 or something in a big league, big tournament. I like these. We do these as a community because sometimes we have 7, 8, or 9 of us trying to get into one, lobby, and the puppies and, the Frenchies, like it's hard to coordinate it. We just wait a little bit and we all get in the same draft. And, we can track this all year and major bragging rights, which is what we want here. And we can have some side bets. Me and Mouth have one already in one of the leagues. So, yeah, you're welcome to hop in this one, Fantasy Dog. It's the $3. It says 12-person drafts is all it says. It's right under the tournaments. It's 7 out of 12 filled. Miles, we'll talk about. I think we should do some kind of bonus for if one of us wins the league. So we can do, I don't know, $20 straight up, and I'll give you the 25 points like I promised, and then I'll give you a little bit better odds. We'll do like 3 times payout if someone gets third. Now we have to someone has to actually place. Maybe 4 times payout for second and 5 times payout for first. If we do actually like beat the rest of the league, so we have a side bet regardless of if we don't place in the top 3. And then I'll send it to you in the Discord. I feel like that's pretty fair. And that way it could go up to like $100 or something. If we win the league, then on top of it, we get another $100 from the other person. Fantasy Dog, we do have, I don't know if you're interested, we have 2 spots left in our Fanatics Best Ball League. That is going to be on Sleeper. So that goes for everyone in here. I know a lot of you guys are in the Discord. I've been announcing it. We might do another one as well. I'm going to do as many as fill up. The $50 buy-in on Sleeper. We're going to make it deep, though, 24 rounds. Probably add a flex spot is my guess. Whatever you guys want to vote on, we will do for the Best Ball League. And that's the most fair. I like deeper leagues and give everyone a chance to draft deep. Let's see who knows ball. And we'll vote on the payouts and all that kind of stuff. Not super flex, though. I don't want to do super flex. 12 teams. So we have, I think, 9 or 10. One guy's in the fence. We have 9 for sure. So we do have 2 spots for sure, maybe 3 spots. If any of you guys want to hop in, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. That'll be our second draft. We already did our Dynasty Startup draft. The other redrafts, we're going to do a lot of redrafts together. Those are all going to be later in August. I think the best ball we're going to do earlier August. Heyo, I will not be partaking in those because I won't pay attention to them. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I can't pay attention to free leagues. But I have a hard time enough paying attention to a $50 league. Last year, I did a $25 draft in like May. And I got high points. First place, high points in the regular season. But I just wasn't making the proper waiver wire moves because it was my least. It was like it's 10% of my typical buy-in. So I didn't really care about it as much. I just figured my team was so stacked. And then by the time the playoff rolled around, I had some injuries that hit me and I didn't have like a good backup quarterback. I just wasn't proactive in that league. So that's why I don't like to do a lot of small buy-ins because I tend to kind of neglect them a little bit. We only have 6 people in here, guys. So should we go into a Frenchie? I think we should back out of this and do a Frenchie. I think we should do that. So make sure you don't just back out. Make sure you actually leave the draft and get your money back. And let's do a Frenchie. Make sure I'm out of this one. I am out of this one. We can do a poodle. You guys want to do a poodle? My only concern is, Mouth, that the poodle's the newest tournament. We might not all get in the poodle. You know what I mean? It might be a 7 more for the Frenchie. Let's get in the Frenchie. We have 7 more. Frenchie sprint. Frenchie sprints. 5 more. We still have 5 more spots in the Frenchie sprint. I feel like the poodle's the newest tournament. Those tend to be hotter and people join them more. All right, 3 more to start. We are doing the Frenchie. Pull it up on the screen here, right here. Frenchie sprint. 2 more. There we go. Mouth is in. I am too, Jonathan. You know, all my friends that know me, all my commission leagues are really deep leagues. I like 2 flexes in a 12-team league. In the 10-teamers, I do super flex with a second tight end. 2 tight ends. Fucking awesome. If you do a 10-team league, it has to be super flex. It has to be 2 flexes. And it has to be 2 starting tight ends because a single tight end in a 10-team league, you can literally punt the position until the last round and get yourself like a really good tight end. You can get yourself, well, let's look right now. So you can get Mark Andrews most certainly with a second to last round pick as your starting tight end. You can get Jake Ferguson, Travis Kelce, whoever doesn't go there, George Kittle possibly. But you get them in like the last round. So it's just lame. The waiver wire is super stacked with tight ends. So Dakota, I just joined 4 puppy slow drafts and they fill within 1.5 minutes. The slow drafts are hot. I love the slow drafts personally. Second pick for me. Fantasy Dog is in here at 3. Mouth, Dakota, Jake, Montana. What's up? What's up, Montana? We have Sunday Thunder. That's Derek. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us in here. Welcome, Fantasy Dog. Fantasy Dog seems like a great guy. He's always dropping really nice comments on my shorts, my short videos. and saying very kind things about me and Mr. Storey and every other guest. So much appreciated, my dude. Kind words go a long way, not just on this channel or YouTube, but in life, man. We all need to be buttered up a little bit, you know what I mean? Just a little. Admin on this draft. Okay. That doesn't change anything, right? He's got the first pick. With the first pick, the admin gets Randy Moss during the Tom Brady year. He gets to take Legends. Or LT during his 27 touchdown season. Pretty standard start so far. Reminder for all you guys in here drafting, we're usually drafting the sit and goes. This is a tournament. Just so we all know. And yeah, Joe Buck. I should have that clip queued up. Joe Buck. What a disgusting act by Randy Moss. The fake mooning. God, that was wild. Joe Buck just takes himself way too serious.
Good. Tell me everything.
Okay, they were both here. They were both inside me. Eduardo was in my mouth and Luther was in my butt.
Oh my God, no, don't tell me everything. What? No, what?
Damn it, Bonnie.
Eduardo who?
Sanchez.
Holy shit, tell us more.
Then Luther went in Eduardo's butt for a while.
Tell us less. Tell us less.
Then they both completed on each other. I was left out of the finale.
Dakota thinks JSN should be going higher than 5. I think that's fair. I think JSN's closer to Puka and Jamar Chase than he is St. Brown. I'll give you that. I have them all in the same tier. I would not do a 4-quarterback build ever, Mouth. That's just me. I think we're more, me and Dakota talked about it last night, I think we're more in the market of having 2 quarterbacks in these tournaments because you want to go a little more risky. No, it's all good, man. I'll record it. I watched that the Joe Buck clip. I showed my wife that. I've showed her like 3 times. Because whenever Joe Buck's announcing a game, she's like, I kind of like Joe Buck. I'm like, he's a good announcer, but he is just like, I would never want to have a beer with Joe Buck. Ever. He'd be like, that's a disgusting act. I'm like, I just chugged a beer. Dakota's trying to tank Mouth's team by telling him to do a 4-quarterback build. Don't threaten Mouth with a good time. He will fucking do it. He will do it. We know him. There goes a bunch of running backs. Yeah, he's a party pooper, man. That being said, I'm a big Troy Aikman fan. Troy Aikman tells it like it is. He's not afraid. He's one of the few announcers that's not afraid to actually criticize a quarterback because you know how these quarterbacks have their little clan, right? They're like frat brothers together, and you can't say anything bad about another quarterback. To hell with that, man. If a guy's sucking, regardless of who it is, call him out. Like we want the real raw stuff, and a lot of guys just don't give it. Okay. Oh, I didn't realize Mouth. I am next to Mouth and Fantasy Dog here. Jake, you have the 6th pick. That's progress. Dude, there's 4 of us. There's 5 of us all back to back to back. Don't love that. Brock Bowers off the board. Okay, I'll take an A.J. Brown fall here. Dude, Al Michaels is losing it, man. That's a shame because Al Michaels is one of the best in the business. He's still like average, you know. It's just I feel like he doesn't know where he's at sometimes. There goes Pickens. I think we might do this. I gotta take a receiver here. Trey McBride off the board. Hell yeah. Mike Tirico's the pro's pro, man. That dude can do anything. He does it all with class, too. So I'm a big fan of Mike Tirico. Little bland for my liking, but as a color guy, like the play-by-play guy needs to have. Sorry, as a play-by-play guy, it's fine. The color guy needs to have more personality. Like Patrico's the GOAT. I want to go to Mike Tirico's house for like Thanksgiving dinner. It would be fucking great. I want Mike Tirico to narrate. I think I want Morgan Freeman first, but Mike Tirico to narrate the Thanksgiving dinner, and the football games are on in the background. Be awesome. There goes. So Jake's got a 3 running back build. Interesting start. Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown, and Javonte Williams. That's a nice little start there for him. Mouth with Puka, Nico, and Breece Hall. Dakota's got ETN, Bowers, and JSN. Fantasy Dog with Jamar Chase, Jeremiah Love, and Rashee Rice. Mike, I'm not. Is Mike Tirico Italian? I don't know what Mike Tirico is, dude. I know he's an awesome guy. I think that's what I would say. Yeah, that is weird. I have A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith now on separate teams, which I do love. Should both be high. A.J. Brown's going to be very highly motivated. I think A.J. Brown was going through the motions last year. A little too much. And he also was a little chunky, dude. That the post Super Bowl like fat. You know, they call like the baby fat of like a teenager that still is like a little chunky. They had to lose their baby fat. AJ Brown had to lose a Super Bowl fat because that was very apparent on the field. Looked like he was wearing one of those flak jackets. There goes Lamar Jackson. So Josh Allen falls to the 4th round, and Lamar Jackson goes middle of the 4th round. There goes Terry McLaurin. Damn. David Montgomery. There goes Scatabo. Okay. Might take Ray's favorite player, Luther Burden, here, if he's available. He won't be. Okay, he is available. We'll take Luther. And then we have some options at wide receiver. Also, option at running back. I like. Maybe this is a spot for Travion Henderson. I don't want to do it. I called him a color guy. And I was wrong because he's a play-by-play guy. But, you know, he's both. He's a colored play-by-play guy. Multicultured, too, by the way. Which shows. Guy doesn't have an ounce of hate in his body. I love Mike Tirico. Don't like the fact they have the same bye week, Judkins and Bijan, but he is my highest ranked player on the board. Jamison Williams was sitting there for me too. Wouldn't have hated that one. I think I like the wide receivers at 70 better than I like the running backs at 70. There goes Colson Loveland and Mouth. Swift off the board. You don't have to say just kidding, Derek. We know the true Derek now. Oh man. Yeah, we know.
Look at this. This is Laurence Olivier and Othello. And this is James Earl Jones. Now look at how close they look.
Look at that. James Earl Jones doing a great blackface.
James Earl Jones has a black face. He's a black man.
He's not black.
Of course he's black.
He was Darth Vader.
Darth Vader was black? See, okay, there we
Darth
go.
Vader was not black. They took the mask off. He was white.
These running backs are falling, man. We just had Travion Henderson go after Bayshell Tootin, after DeAndre Swift, after Quinshon Judkins, all the way to pick 58. Now, I am super comfortable drafting Henderson there. Obviously, I picked Judkins over Henderson because I'm just not a believer. Yes, I would love this. I wish I had him saying this right now. So Dakota says, Tarico says, well, friends, here comes the Simmons clan, Rob and Erica. The question on everyone's mind at this Thanksgiving. Will Rob eclipse his record from 2021 and finish off the 20th IPA before the night game? Hell yes, dude. It's exactly what I'm talking about. And, and now Rob's going to the bathroom to regurgitate that 20th IPA. He'll be back for more, though, guys. Unfortunately, as I'm not an IPA drinker as much anymore, I still do love them, but I'm just switched over to light beer for a plethora of reasons. I can't drink 20 IPAs anymore. I had once. There was actually an old show, one of our first or second year, me and my buddy Rob did the show when it was called Rob Squared, that I had 14 different IPAs. And I think I had like 4 or 5 other ones like of the same. So I think I had like 18 or 19, and we did a show. Like the average alcohol in those were like 7.2. Typically, there were like a couple 9s, a couple 6s. That was an interesting show, to say the least. Okay, that's an option. There goes Caleb, which sucks. And I could take Drake May's already off the board. Cool. So I think I have to do this. This is perfect. All right, we're going to take Jalen Hurts to pair up with Devonta Smith. And then we should be good to get Tyler Warren well after ADP here. This guy should not double up at tight ends. I mean, he could. He has Trey McBride. That probably would not be wise. So if he does, then it is what it is. Nothing I can do. I figured he would take Jalen Hurts. And we're fine with either this or the receiver. He's got 4 receivers, so he needs a running back. This guy's got to take a running back here. On the corner, you can't be going into leaving round 7 with the first pick without more than one running back. There goes Jalen Warren. All right, we're going to get really good value on Tyler Warren here. Really good value. 10 picks of value on Jalen Warren. This is a well-balanced squad. To get an elite tight end and an elite quarterback there. Like sometimes Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels go like back-to-back. Jaden Daniels was picked with pick 56 by Big V, a random dude in here. He had Terry McLaurin, so it makes sense. We could do a whole like Mike Tirico bit, and I could act it out. And we did see someone to do the voice. I can't do the voice personally. Thanks, Hatzer. I think it's going pretty well. I did not expect to get Tyler Warren there. I would have preferred Caleb to pair with Luther Burden or Drake May. I think Drake May was my priority there, but they both went. But I'll take the consolation of Jalen Hurts and pair him up with A.J. Brown. So we're going to need to get one more pass catcher there in Philly. And in terms of quarterbacks, so right now I don't have, I only have 3 receivers, so I have to figure out who to stack with the next quarterback. So most likely to be about what quarterback I take and who am I going to stack with that guy. Let's just put some dudes in the queue here. All right, there goes Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, and Dak. So Dakota doubles up with Drake May and Dak. All unstacked. I am curious about that. Because he has, surprised he didn't take Trevor Lawrence. Fantasy Dog's going to have to take 3 quarterbacks. Probably. is my guess. I mean, if you can get Matt Stafford and like Jordan, well, they have the same bye. Jackson Dart and Jordan Love or something, I think you could roll with 2. If you get 2 of those mid-tier guys, I'm fine with it in a tournament. I mean, I will take one of these mid-tier guys as well. So I can't take a guy by week 10. Can't do that. Pick 95. Sam Laporta is still available. He won't be around for long. I'm not going on my way to stack, Dakota, but I like to have at least one. You know what I mean? We're doing double stacks in the normal tournaments. I guess I kind of forgot it as a Frenchie. I still I will like to stack over not stacking, but it's not anything I'm gonna like break my back for. We got 2 Colts, 2 Eagles, and running back. Dude, man, Jonathan Brooks' ADP is just out of control. Like, he is now getting drafted inside the top 100 picks. I love the guy, but no thank you. No thank you. So, 98. What's my next pick here? 119 is my next pick. We need receivers. We'll figure out running back later. Can't really take him. Fuck. So, damn. Mouth going with 3 pretty early quarterbacks. So, Mouth, you currently have more quarterbacks than wide receivers. This is wild. And I always love talking to Samson, baby. It's one of my highest drafted players, Dylan Sampson.
I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
Thank you, Dave. I did take Worthy from you. As you guys know, I love Xavier Worthy in best ball. We'll see about redraft. Gotta see how the Rashee Rice thing shakes out, but definitely a fan. Hey, Barry McCockiner. That's a great one of my favorite episodes of Workaholics is Daniel Stern is a guest spot there. Worthy is buns, bro. I'm not saying he's a good player. I'm saying that he's the number 2 option on a Chiefs offense getting drafted in the 9th round in fantasy. So yeah, I'm very high on Worthy at wide receiver 40. What is he? Worthy's wide receiver 44. That's insane. Former first rounder. Last year was injury riddled. I mean, I hate defending Worthy. It's just, Jamison Williams has had some really good years, and Jamison Williams is also buns. Jamison Williams is better than Xavier Worthy. I'm not trying to make the other argument. I'm saying that Jamison Williams goes wide receiver 22. So, yeah, give me all the Xavier Worthy. Give me all of it. Oh, quarterback. I know he's taking a quarterback here. And we're just going to have to – he did not. I'm going to take – give me Tyler Shuck. Or as the fantasy football counselor calls him, Tyler Show. It's Tyler Shuck, actually. And then we could roll with this, a 2-quarterback build here with Jalen Hurts and Tyler Shuck. I'm fine with taking a guy late. I don't want to force it. And nope, I have Tyler Warren. I'm pretty good at wide receiver. I'm pretty good at tight ends. Not good at running back. Quinshot Judkins and Bijan Robinson. Not great. We're going to take Jordan Mason. Not a big fan of his game. Dakota is very excited to have 0 Chiefs builds. I'm not willing to miss out on the Chiefs. And I had that stretch, Dakota, when I was building a lot of Chiefs teams. And it wasn't really by design. Like I wasn't reaching on it. It was just like falling in my lap. And like I still like Mahomes. I do like Mahomes this year relative to ADP. I just think he's so easy to stack. Like the Chiefs are so easy to stack this year. Like you don't even need to get Rashee Rice. You can get Tyquan Thornton. You can get Xavier Worthy. You can get Kelsey super late. And Mahomes is also a really late pick. I mean, he's a quarterback 12. We can't ignore the fact that he could come back and throw 40 touchdowns. Like that, it would not surprise me personally. We saw Baker Mayfield have an epic fantasy year. Like, I'm sorry, Baker Mayfield sucks ass compared to Patrick Mahomes. I'll reemphasize that. Baker Mayfield sucks ass compared to Patrick Mahomes. We can't have this recency bias thing. Now, if you're worried about the injury, that's a whole different conversation, and I understand that. He's going to run less for sure. That is for sure. He was running at an all-time clip last year. I do believe the offensive line will be a little better. I mean, just based on the fact it can't be any worse. The last 2 years, second half of 2024, and then last year, that offensive line was like a D-. So, we have a chance. I think I want to reach on a third quarterback here. We do. God damn it. There goes Shaheed. Montana's taking Shaheed now. That's fine. There goes Cameron Ward. Oh, yeah. Ultimate Gamer. Dude, I love Baker. I'm not saying Baker gets the most out of everything he has. His talents. When he's hurt, he plays fucking hard. But Patrick Mahomes is a 3-time Super Bowl champ and just like has never had a losing season. This is the first losing season he's ever had. It's the first year since what? He didn't play, that he didn't make it to the AFC Championship game. I mean, I know a lot of that was Tyreek Hill and the defense was a lot better, but I'm not betting on it, Dakota. I said there's not a 0% chance. I feel like there's a decent chance. When I say decent, like 10 to 20% chance Mahomes throws 40 touchdowns. Like we can't just say it's nothing. Yeah, Todd Bowles is actually an idiot. Yes, we will take this guy. I think I have way too much of him in this specific tournament. But I need bodies here. I need them. This dude's got a lot. This first pick has a lot of receivers, man. 7 receivers. So he's definitely going running back here. And we can get a nice value. This dude still doesn't have a quarterback. He just finally took CJ Stroud. Wow. See if he takes Sam Darnold here, because I might scoop up Sam Darnold for my third quarterback. I think it might be a little too much. But I don't like anyone else there. There goes Sam Darnold. Okay. Can't do that. Man. We're going to take McMillan. So we have a 2-4-6-1 build right now. Running backs are a little suspect. Need one more for sure. Needs to be 5 running backs for sure. Um, 5% for Mahomes to throw 40 touchdowns. I mean, that's probably accurate based on what we've seen. But I think that it's higher just because of the talents and the motivate. Like, dude, he's got – how pissed would you be if you're Mahomes? Like, the narrative, and I know a lot of these guys say they don't pay attention to it. Dude, it's Patrick Mahomes. You know he's an all-time great. He's paying attention to it. The doubters, the hates, not just the Chiefs hate. People think – there's people out there that think Patrick Mahomes sucks. They're out there saying that he wasn't the reason they won these Super Bowls and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, it's a team game. I understand that. But Patrick Mahomes didn't get to where he is right now by being, you know, like, I'm not saying he's Tom Brady as a competitor, but he's not just an average Joe out there. He is an elite competitor. This dude fucking strives to be the best. And I know that sounds like stupid crutch arguments. I'm just saying, like, the dude has all the talent in the world. I'm not too worried about the injury, I guess is my thing. Maybe the first couple weeks, not too worried about it. Francis is in a puppy. Someone took McCaffrey first pick. So essentially because of that, someone's going to get Bijan and or Gibbs at 3. Which you just never see. I mean, you rarely see that. Or maybe, you know, you're going to get even Bijan fall to 4 or something. I guess my last point here on Mahomes, with any all-time great, when they're not like 37 years old, for instance, it's good business to buy a guy that was perennially a top 5 fantasy quarterback. It's just, I like buying guys at their absolute lowest points. And, you know, there's always a risk. Some of these guys, when they're not all-time greats or they're fringe players, that they're just done. You know, Kyle Pitts was kind of that guy where people were just writing him off. But I like to buy guys low. I mean, that's as low as he's ever going to be. I don't think he's ever going to go lower next year. That's good business. I've done that in fantasy sports for a while, and I do like that. And there goes Dylan Sampson. Well, God damn it. God damn it, mouth. I don't like that. Unbelievable. So he needs to take a running back. Hopefully I didn't make a mistake. Is that his first tight end? No, he has Trey McBride. All right, look at the squad real quick. We have 3 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 6 receivers, and 1 tight end. I don't think CMC and a puppy is stupid. CMC at 1 is stupid because you're going to be facing a bunch of teams that have CMC at 7, at 8, at 9. Good luck beating those teams. Wild stuff. Why do you hate CMC and the puppy in particular, Dakota? Or are you? I know you're kind of off CMC this year in general, and you are a Niners fan. Let's preface it with that. We all know that. Yeah, taking 4 tight ends, no bueno either. I will agree. He's making a good build, the admin here. Quarterback room is a little suspect. We'll see if he can get a third guy or he's just going to roll with 2. Yeah, agreed. At 1 is – I personally think I'm taking JT. I've been taking JT in a half PPR over McCaffrey. That's a pretty easy pick for me. Full PPR, yeah, I think you could make an argument CMC at 4. But this is half PPR. Like, the 90 catches are nice, but we'll see what the touchdown upside is. It'll be good. He'll score 13 or 14. I just feel like Jonathan Taylor has 17 touchdowns in his realm. There goes Adonai Mitchell. Oh, thanks, Fantasy Dog. Rob, you are a great analyst, a great host, but a super great entertainer. Love your style. Thanks, man. I'm feeling a little tired today. We did 5 hours last night, and I drank a lot of beer. I was legit drunk when I woke up this morning, and I woke up like 11 a.m. Still drunk this morning, so like my hangover has lingered into the day. I try my best, man, and I appreciate those kind words, like I said. Also, shout out to the community as well. All you guys are awesome. All the co-hosts on the show, like, you guys make it easy for me to do my job. Like, you guys ask the right questions. You help me create the content. That's the difference. I couldn't do this on my own. That's for sure. We have what I need here. God, it got thin really fast. I guess we're gonna take what is Warren's got to buy 13, so I could take Freiermuth. All right, I'm fine with this 2 tight end build. I think Warren and Freiermuth is enough. It's not great. So all the quarterbacks are officially gone now. So I guess the admin is going to go with C.J. Stroud and Sam Darnold. It is a way to kind of win the tournament. I will give him that, but there's also a way to get like 8th place if your quarterback room is going to be dog shit. And it could be dog shit. Gino, Shuck. No. We're going to take Wicks. All right, one more pick. We're going to do draft grades after this, gentlemen. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us in here. 7 of the 12 in a Frenchie sprint to grade. Be interesting. Very interesting to draft to grade these teams. A through F, guys. Help me out in the chat if you would. Also, a couple announcements to make. Tomorrow night, we will be drafting as well. I think we might do DraftKings tomorrow. I'll put it up to a poll in the Discord like usual. I got to do sometimes, and we'll figure out what platform. Maybe we'll do both. Tuesday, Mouth is coming on the show to do a kind of a best ball segments. It's going to tie into redraft as well. It's a would you rather. I'm going to go through. Mouth gave me all of his ownership percentages, and he doesn't really know them very well. So I'm going to ask him questions in terms of each round. Who do you prefer? We're going to go through both of our ownership percentages and kind of talk some of these players out. Maybe learn some things about who we should be drafting more, who we should be drafting less of, if we're high on the same kind of guys. And that'll be awesome. That'll be 10 p.m. Central on Tuesday night. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the bye weeks at receiver. I'm worried about the onesies. I am kind of a Wicks guy. I am. We'll still have 4 bodies week 10 to fill that spot out, and then we just need 3 because I'll just get a flex from somewhere else. Thank you, though. I thought it was only 3. Anyways, though, Tuesday, me and Mouth, tune into that show. Also, gentlemen, if you're not checking out Downtown Sports, hop on over to YouTube and check them out on Downtown Sports. Just search Downtown. And they're on 23 other platforms, anywhere else you listen to podcasts. The best goat, they are the goats. The best guests, they've had Ian Eagle. They've had Noah Eagle. They just had the Clippers announcer. I think they're having a World Cup guy come on here shortly. So give them a listen, and you will subscribe. It's only 1 or 2 shows a week. Downtown Sports, where sports come home. Also, before I get to my pick, I do want to shout out to the Patreon crew. Montana, I need to know what you want me to list. Montana is the most recent sign-up. I could just put Montana up there. I don't know if you want me to put something else. Let me know in the Discord. I DM'd you. Let me know what you want me to put on for your name here. I want to make everyone happy. It could be something silly. It could be your name. It could be anything. But I do appreciate all of you guys, as always. Best community ever. You get a lot of stuff besides just supporting me, but that is also a big perk to keep this show going strong. Access to the Discord community, which is the place to be. Community Fantasy Leagues, guys. We have the Best Ball League, multiple redrafts to enter, all done through League Safe. So the funds go through there, and then you get paid out a day after the league. Guest appearances on the pod. Shout out to Dakota for coming on last night. He was fucking awesome. He sat in for 5 hours with us, guys, and he's on the East Coast time. So he was up until, 5 in the morning on the show. Pretty awesome, and what a nice blend him and Ray have. I give away free merchandise, free hats, free shirts every single month. And also you get access to my betting plays, guys. We crushed it last year. We've crushed it for 4 straight years. I released them all at the time I placed the bet with a receipt and what betting app I am using. So you can literally follow these bets properly and not have to wait till Saturday like everyone else that's not in the community when I release them in the betting show. Because I'm placing these on Wednesday and Thursday. Some of them on Tuesday. You get the actual odds that I get before the lines move. These are all player props, by the way. You're going to get mouse bets as well. We need another receiver. And they are really thin right now. Really thin. I don't think I love this, but he's going to be involved. So if you're interested, hop on over to professionalfanatics.com. Go to the link in the video here, the description. Hop on in there. Join the Patreon. I will get you in the Discord tonight. You can join the crew, join the team, join the army. Stacks don't really matter as much in this mouth, so you should be good. Dakota does rock. Fantasy Dog loves mouth. We all do. And Dakota's salty about the Wicks pick. I am sorry. I did not see that about the projected points for Mike Washington. I don't really look at projected points too much, but I would think that 57 sounds a lot more fair than 121 because Ashton Genty's going to get a lot of work there. I would say 80% of the work. Let's get over to the draft grades here. And give me 1 second to load up the page. Help us out in the chat. We're going to do draft grades, letters A through F. You can go to F-, you can go A+, whatever you want. This is sprints, Frenchie sprints. Which one is it? It is this one. Okay. So we're going to start with my squad here. Here we go. All right, we have Jalen Hurts at quarterback. Jalen Hurts, Tyler Shucken, Geno Smith at QB. Bijan, Quinshon Judkins, Jordan Mason, Isaiah Pacheco, and Tank Bigsby at running back. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Luther Burden, Josh Downs, Xavier Worthy, Jalen McMillan, Dontavian Wicks, and Devon Vele rounding out the receiver room. There's 8 of those guys with Tyler Warren and Pat Freiermuth. So I do understand I have 4 Week 10 buys. That's fine, fantasy. I mean, whatever you want to grade it, however you want to grade it. I do mine more so on build. And then if there's players I love or hate, a lot of them, I will downgrade a little bit there. But I understand I have 4 Week 10 buys. At wide receiver, I'm never too worried. I'm more worried about running backs because there's less of them. I am going to still have 4 healthy bodies there. But the wide receiver room is not great. I think Downs is fine as a 4. I do like Worthy and McMillan to kind of give me some boom weeks, but it's not the best room. Same with running back. Mason is a 3. I feel like they all just kind of have their role. And quarterback should be very good, though. Hurts, Tyler Shuck, and Geno Smith. I have some stacks here, but again, stacks aren't really going to matter too much in the Frenchie compared to like a puppy. And then the tight end room is what it is. I think it's an average tight end room with only 2 of them. But I do like Tyler Warren. So we have a B from Fantasy Dog. Again, I'm not going to grade my own team, so you guys just let me know what you think in the chat. 7 more bucks and supers for 1 more draft. That is a good call. We have 5 minutes. I will extend that until we get done with draft grades. We have a B from Mouth. And yeah, I understand. I mean, if that kills me, like, that's not the end of the world. Like, if I miss out on it won't be a flex. I probably won't have a flex in Week 10. It's probably going to be, let's say it's 3 guys. And I might have to take a 5-point or 4-point outing for my wide receiver 3. I do understand that, and that was definitely a little bit of a mistake. Usually I don't have issues with buys. I usually never look at wide receiver buys unless it's like the top 3 guys are the same, because I usually draft 8 or 9 of them. But that is a little concerning, I will say that. A lot of Bs. Okay, let's go to Fantasy Dog Squad. Usually I do only reserve this for community members, but we love Fantasy Dog around here, so I'm going to toss him. We're going to toss him a nice little grade. Brock Purdy, Malik Willis, and Aaron Rodgers. Pretty well-rounded quarterback room there. And all at value, so not terrible. Jeremiah Love, DeAndre Swift, Tony Pollard, Sean Tucker, Mike Washington, and James Conner. I like Tony Pollard as a 3 to buy you some time for your other running backs. Sean Tucker will run into 3 or 4 touchdowns, I feel like, minimum. Mike Washington, elite handcuff with, we'll see how they use him, with Kubiak, who likes to use 2 backs. We'll see if it's him and how much of him it is. Jamar Chase, Rashee Rice, Mike Evans, DK Metcalf, Michael Wilson, and Malik Washington. 6 receivers, but when Michael Wilson's your 5, I am kind of on board with this. I wish you had one more, but I see why you did it, because we have Travis Kelce, Brenton Strange, and Hunter Henry. I would not be comfortable just going Travis Kelce and Brenton Strange. I think that's a weaker – you could pull it off, but, like, not enough juice there. Hunter Henry, now you have a pretty good tight end room. Thank you, Fantasy Dog. Pretty good. In the wide receiver room should be enough. 3 quarterbacks. It's a solid team. I wish – I'm trying to think. Probably Aaron Rodgers. Like, what do we want him to do to get a 7th receiver? Is it probably just don't take James Conner? I think that's my answer. If you just drop James Conner off and add another receiver, I think I'm going to raise this up to like a B+. But I think it's a B- to a B. I would say it's in the B range because it is well balanced, and I do love the receiver room. DK is your 4, Michael Wilson's your 5. So James Conner, I think we all agree. And then outside of that, you could have I would rather have you take out Aaron Rodgers than one of these tight ends because, again, Kelce and Strange, I want another tight end there. And you hit the goal there with Hunter Henry. This is a good room. All right, let's move on to Mouth of the South here. We have a lot invested in quarterback. Let's see how he made the rest of the roster work. We have Caleb Williams, Patrick Mahomes, and Matt Stafford. 3 quarterbacks in the top 100, which is a hell of a room. Hell of a room. Breece Hall, Cam Scatterbo, Ramondre Stevenson, Dylan Sampson, and Damon Claiborne. This is really good. This is a really good running back room with Breece Hall, who's not my favorite number 1, but Sampson is a 4, Stevenson's a great 3, and Claiborne's that nice little X factor there at 5. Puka, Nico Collins, Matthew Golden, Khalil Shakir, Juwan Jennings, Denzel Boston, Tank Dell, and Tyquan Thornton with Loveland and Gatson. Mouth, I love this team. I think the last couple teams I've been pretty harsh on, but somehow you pulled it off with this quarterback room. I still feel like it's too much invested in the quarterback room, but the rest of your team doesn't necessarily reflect it. So I'm digging this squad. I'm giving this a B+ to an A-. I don't love Golden as a 3, but I think you backed it up well with Shakir and Juwan Jennings, who are more floor plays there. And the fact that you have 9, right? You have 9 receivers, correct? It's only 8. It feels like 9. So wide receiver is a little thin. That's my only concern with this team. You're not really going to get a lot of flex appeal from tight end. And running back, not as much. So it's a little thin at wide receiver. That's my only thing. I think if you had just rolled with Caleb and Mahomes, dude, I would grade this team a little better. But this is good. Derek doesn't like it as much. If you didn't snipe Worthy, it would have been an A. Yeah, see, Worthy would have been the pick there. You would have got him at – oh, you took the quarterback. So it would have been Matt Stafford pick, right? So then it would have been – there you go. You wouldn't have had Stafford. You could have taken like Geno or something later, and that would have been a better 3-quarterback build. But, yeah, man, this is a really solid team. Definitely your best I've seen in my personal grading system the last couple days. Dakota squad here. We have Drake May and Dak Prescott. Travis Etienne, David Montgomery, Blake Corum, Tyler Algier, and Emmett Johnson. Another well-constructed running back room. JSN, Brian Thomas, Michael Pittman, Romeo Doubs, Travis Hunter, Kayshon Boutte, Jerry Jeudy, and Keon Coleman. You also have a similar problem that I have with 11 buys. You have JSN, Doubs, Boutte, and Jerry Jeudy. Now, Kayshon Boutte will probably be traded, so then you won't have that Week 11 conundrum. But as currently constructed, you have a similar issue that I have. Brock Bowers, Jake Ferguson, and Mason Taylor. Why did you take Mason Taylor? First and foremost, I think you could have used a maybe not a third quarterback, but Jeudy was a little early, 7 picks, but I don't understand the third tight end here. Brock Bowers and Jake Ferguson is more than enough, right? I just can't get over the Mason Taylor pick. And I don't think you really needed a wide receiver because you have 8 of them. You could have used 9 or you could have used a 6 running back. So Oh, yeah. Why was Booty drafted so early? Good call, LOL. That's well, yeah, I love Mason Taylor. It's not about Mason Taylor, the player. I'm saying you don't need 3 tight ends on a Brock Bowers build. Am I wild for this? I mean, a lot of people, and I don't believe in this, a lot of people in these big tournaments, and this isn't the biggest tournament, but a lot of the tournaments, people go with Bowers and McBride. Bowers in particular, they only take 1 tight end. And they take the L on whatever bye week 13. They take a 0 there, and they get the rest of the roster. So I would rather do that than take 3. And if you had taken like the other Ferguson, Terrence Ferguson, maybe take another one. But Jake Ferguson's as steady as they come. So I think that's one of my issues. And Keyshawn Boutte being drafted early, it's not. I don't know. He says C minus. I'm going to agree with you. It's in that range. I do like the running back room though. Oh, Q casualty. Yep, that's a Q casualty. So definitely some mistakes on that one. Fantasy Dog likes it more. I actually don't. I think it was really close to being a fucking good team. Like, if Boutte is just somebody better and there's no Mason Taylor pick, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Let's go to Jake's squad, who I always grade really well because we like all the same players. Jared Goff, Daniel Jones, and Jacoby Brissett. This is a pretty well – with Daniel Jones as your 2, you kind of have to take a third quarterback with the injury concerns. JT, Chase Brown, Javonte Williams, Chris Rodriguez, Woody Marks. I dig it. This is a running back room. Garrett Wilson, Jamison Williams, Marvin Harrison, Alec Pierce, Isaac Tesla, Torrey Horton, and Rashad Bateman with Sam Laporta, George Kittle, and TJ Hawkinson. I don't think you needed TJ Hawkinson. Maybe you did because of George Kittle injury concerns there to start the year, but a little heavy at tight end, a little light at back end receiver. Like Jameson is your 2, I guess is okay. Marv is your 3 is fine. I guess everything's good up until Tesla. I want one guy in between Pierce and Tesla, ideally. I think if you had a Wan'Dale Robinson, if you had a player of that ilk to really tie the room together, Khalil Shakir, something like that. But other than that, this is a really good team. I mean, Jake just does usually kill the builds. I don't like the 3rd tight end in this situation. I don't. Laporta and Kittle are more than enough. More than enough. But I'm going to give this a B- just because of the extra tight end and the little bit of a thin wide receiver room. Or you wait and take Tunges. Good call. I mean, again, it's hard for me to begrudge the guy because he took TJ Hawkinson, who I think is going to be awesome. He could be your flex some weeks. But, yeah, this is not one of my favorite Jake teams. Mouth is out of underdog money. God, the NBA being done sucks because that was your bank. That was your bank, dude. At least you won that $50 from Campbell, and your Knicks won the championship. Let's go on to we have Montana's team here. Montana has Justin Herbert, Fernando Mendoza, and Tua. So this is going to be an aggressive team. I can already see because there's question marks of. I think Tua and Mendoza pair pretty well together. If you don't want to go the route of taking Mendoza and Kirk Cousins, Tua should start early in the year. Mendoza should come in mid-season when Tua possibly gets benched. So you should have 2 quarterbacks here the whole year. Still a little risky, though. Ashton Gentia, Marion Hampton, Josh Jacobs, Kyle Monangai, and Jonah Coleman. This is a great. Well, I'm gonna have 40% exposure on Hawkinson. I don't. I have like 31% on Hawkinson. But because I had that epiphany like after I drafted 30 or 40 teams and I had no shares because I was like everyone else saying that TJ Hawkinson's dust and he sucks. So no, let's not cool it. Because actually these guys taking Hawkinson early limits me from not having 40% shares. But I think I'm kind of convincing people, and the tape isn't great last year. It's not a tape thing. He's an average player in a better than average situation. His ADP is just so goddamn low. This running back room is dope, Montana. This is how you build one. You could have argued that you would have been fine with just 4. I think you could have gone with Genty, Hampton, Jacobs, and Monangai, but I don't begrudge you for taking Jonah Coleman. Emeka Ibuka, Roma Dunze, Carnell Tate, Ricky Pearsall, Jaden Higgins, Rashid Shaheed, and Trey Harris. Kyle Pitts, Kenyon Sadiq, and David Njoku. This is one of the most balanced teams I've seen. I think it's a little light at wide receiver when you have Ricky Pearsall as your 4. But I do like Higgins, Shaheed, and Trey Harris. So what do we think, guys, for this grade? I guess with Sadiq, you want to take a third tight end there. I don't know. It's a really good team. It's not like an A team for me. The running back room makes this team work, but I like the aggressive quarterback build. This is a really good tournament team. I'll say that. I'm going to go B to B plus in this team. I really do like this team. It's very balanced. Jake is currently at 40% and on Hawkinson and 36% on Laporta. 36 on Laporta. I'm pretty high on Laporta as well. But damn. That's a lot, though. That is a lot, Jake. In Dynasty, where are you taking Neighbors currently? Well, Vamp, I could tell you this. In our Dynasty startup we just did, we finished the draft 2 weeks ago. It was a slow draft. We started it right before the Neighbors, like the really bad news started. And he went 8th or 9th overall. I'm still taking him in the first round because he's 22 years old. He's 22 years old. Also, guys, give us a grade for Montana's team. I think everyone got B-, B, C+, B-. I had a pretty good grade for this team. I think Neighbors is a first-round player. He's super young. So I'm taking him in the first round. You have to understand that maybe you have to – if a dynasty startup, maybe you have to draft a little differently. There's a chance if you want to – I hate doing this, but if you want to kind of do it a rebuild mode, take him and – it can actually help your rebuild if he's not ready right away. He might have a little bit of a rough year this year, and you're going to have him forever. I mean, he's so young, dude. I think is he as young as Carnell Tate? You know what I mean? Like he's the same age as Carnell Tate, 1 year older, and now he's going into his 3rd year. So I'm still about Neighbors in Dynasty redraft. The prices has to be right. Right now, it's like for me, the 3-4 turn, I would say. All right. I think we have one more team to grade. Is that right? We do. It is Derek's squad. Sorry, Derek. Last but not least, I think this is a good team. Bo Nix and Jordan Love at quarterback. Pretty good value on both of them, right at ADP. James Cook, Saquon Barkley, Bucky Irving, Tyron Tracy, and Zach Charbonnet. That's hitting the mark right there at running back, dude. 2 studs. Bucky, who is a great 3 and has upside to be an actual 1. Tyron Tracy is nice for the early part of the year. And then Zach Charbonnet, especially in this situation because it is a sprint. 3 weeks, fucking hell yeah, Zach Charbonnet. Neighbors is your 1. Now we have an issue. Neighbors is your 1. Ladd, Christian Watson, Quentin Johnson, Jalen Coker, Antonio Williams, Adonai Mitchell, Darnell Mooney. Nice insurance there. And Elijah Surratt with Tucker Kraft and Dalton Schultz. Dude, this is a banger. You made up for the fact you had Neighbors. You had to take 9 receivers. You took 9 receivers. Your running back room's solid. Your quarterback room should get it done. The Bucky Irving value is great. 6 picks after ADP. This is a really good team. This is probably my best team, dude. Dakota and Fantasy Dog are talking about the thing. 100%. Fantasy God is one of the nicest dudes I think I've talked to, just based on my conversations I've had in the comment section with him. It's super easy. Go to the link in the description, man. There is a Patreon link there, and then they have all the different tiers. So you can just look at what you're interested in, what we offer, and then boom, hop in there, and I'll send you an email once you get in there. This is an A tier for me. It's B+ to A-. I mean, this build is awesome. It's safe, like the 2 quarterback, 2 tight end thing, but Tucker Kraft and Dalton Schultz. I feel like this is a really good team. This is the B+ to A- range, dude. I have no gripes with anything on this team. Like Neighbors is your 1 I have a problem with. You took 9 guys. You took Darnell Mooney, which gives you some insurance. You have guys like Adonai Mitchell super late. You have guys like Elijah Surratt, Antonio Williams. So you have some upside rookies. You have some veterans. This is probably the best team of the night, I would say. Good call, Hetzer. This is a fucking great team. Great team. I know we had a couple rough drafts there. Derek did, but this is This is not a Simple Jack team.
Simple Jack, the story of a mentally impaired farmhand who can talk to animals, was a box office disaster that many critics called one of the worst movies of all time.
Got a good brain.
I think you've got a fine brain, Jack.
You make me happy.
But now the question is, can speed...
Definitely redemption, man. That's the goal here, right? That's why we do these draft grades, and that's why I think they're so important to have other people talk things out. We want to hear what we do right. We want to hear what we do wrong. And again, these are what we think or what I think personally. And then the chat, we think we got right or wrong or what we could have done better. But it's super nice to, in hindsight, look back at, and we're not even really looking at the draft board. We could really dissect these more in terms of like, well, I take a quarterback in the 7th, but maybe, Jackson Dart fell to 9th, something like that. But this is just all valuable information. Best ball in general is the best practice for our redrafts. Like mock drafts, no thank you. They don't do anything for me. These are real money drafts. We can actually win money. These are specifically awesome because we're all drafting together. And I do like the sit and go aspect too, because we can look at those all season and have running totals. And we can do a night where I go through all like I'm guessing at the start of the season, we're going to have like 50 sit and goes together. I'll be in all of them essentially, and you guys will be in like 30 to 40% of them, depending on what night. And Dakota will be in almost all of them, Mouth as well. And we can see who won the most, who had the best winning percentage. It'll be that's after the season. We'll deep dive into all these leagues for like a week on the streams. Be super, super, super awesome. It is tough. The thing is, this is good practice though, because some of the random lobbies you get in might be tough as well, but in our home leagues, and if any of you guys play like big money leagues like I do, like the public leagues, like they're sharp rooms. They're $250, they're $500 drafts. Like majority of these guys are sharps like us. They live and breathe football. So like this is the practice we want, opposed to the random underdog drafts or DraftKings or whatever else. This is going to prep us to, guys are going to take guys we like. Guys are going to reach on guys we like. We're going to have to pivot where, if you're in a kind of an amateur league, and you have certain guys you love, you can always reach on them a half round early and get your team you want. The sharper the league, the more likely people throw out ADP. And I think that in redraft especially, I don't give a shit about ADP. In these best ball giant tournaments, it matters more because you're facing a lot of other teams that have the same exact players as you. So value is huge. In redraft, like the day the season starts, after week 1, you go back and look at ADP, you're like, wow, we were way wrong on literally 40% of the league. So like, I don't care about ADP. I use it as a construct, but I don't think it's the end all be all. And we need to go back and look after week 1, and we the rankings change so much. So I think that ADP is a nice guideline. We can't live by it. All right, let's go to DraftKings. We're going to DraftKings. Mouth funding operations. Operation Mouth. Who's down to go to DraftKings? We got one more draft than us. Let's get it done. Let's get this open here. Let's go to the lobby. Here we go. Let me change my... There we go. Who's down for some DraftKings? We're going to do the... Nick's got a little bit of money there for Mouth. Derek's in for one more. We're going to do the $3 play action. I'm going to give you guys a second to get ready, switch over, do all the things that you need to do. And then we'll hop in a draft. Yeah, we are. Mouth is huge for this channel, this community, and we all need to thank Mouth more, probably. My wife, Jonathan says, my wife is a pro at Operation Mouth. Hell yeah, brother. That's a good thing because, there's always that time of the month and things like that where it might be it's never out of the question, but it's also like sometimes when you've been married a while, like you probably shouldn't do it on the rag. It's just not appealing as much. The mouth is always open, right? That's, I think, what Jonathan's saying, and I appreciate that. Shout out, let's cheers to Jonathan's wife and her awesome mouth. So you said it first, brother. My wife's mouth is always open too. It's because she fucking chews with her mouth open. God damn it. All right, we're hopping in, guys. Mouth, you ready? Let me know that you're ready. I want to make sure Mouth gets in this one. We are joining. Fast pick, $3. We have 4 out of 12 in this one, guys, so we have plenty of time. There's 8 spots open. The $3, $1 million play action, 20 entry max. See this sucker fill up fast. I've been saying this a lot. I prefer DraftKings. The 20 rounds is so much nicer. Full PPR. If you're not familiar, it is full PPR. There are 100-yard bonuses, and 300-yard bonus for passing, 3 points. But it is only 4 for a passing touchdown as well. So full PPR though, and that's a little different. And it's 20 rounds, so that's the only differences here. This is a really big tournament though. This is like, let me see how many people are in this. There's a lot of people in this. Undrafted contest. Let's see here. Upcoming contests. It should be listed here. It's not listed. I also do owe you guys a beer chug, Mouth in particular. Florida is weird. I don't think you can either. I think Florida only has prize picks, right? That stupid ass prize picks. All right, here you go. It's for you, buddy. Yummy. All right, we are in this one. For some reason, I don't know why this is not working. Let's see here. It's this one. All right, let's get to the board. I am at 12. Dude, I draft the back end every single time on DraftKings. Like 9, 10, 11, or 12 every single time. Mouth is at 9. Derek is at 4. Dakota's at 3. Is that it? Is that all? Is that all we have in here? All right, we only have 4 people in there, though. We do have Dangerous Dave in here. We got to watch out for that guy. We got to watch out for him. Seems like a weird name to name yourself. All right, we are starting in 37 seconds. Perfect.
Say somebody put a gun to your head. Said, do you want your baby to be lighter or darker? What would you choose?
Why is someone holding a gun to my head
It's
and
a
asking me
hypothetical.
what shade I would prefer my son to be?
I don't know. So
Why is somebody putting a gun to her head?
he wants to find out what your preference is. So you're walking down the street with Will, and he snatches you into the backseat of the car, and now he's got a gun to your head. You want a lighter or darker baby? What shade? What shade?
Get away from me.
What color is the guy holding the gun?
He's mocha, right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
50-50. You want it lighter or darker?
I would say on the lighter side.
Yeah, Mouth, they got to honor that promo for you, dude. Like, it's basic promo on Underdog. Like, I don't understand how they didn't give you the free 50. You made up for it with all the wins you had, but like, have you been in contact with them? They're not great. Underdog is not great with like getting you back in a timely fashion. So hopefully they do get you back with that. This is also a 30-second clock opposed to 20 seconds, 20 rounds, as these drafts do take a little longer. Hetzer got his free 50. Yeah, I know. So Campbell, you guys know Campbell from the Dynasty League, and he comes in here from time to time. He's one of my good buddies. He is also a fanatic. That's why he's the best. He's one of my close friends. I told him, I was like, I'll let you in the Discord and the community for free because you're just my boy. He's done a lot for me. And he fucking just does a yearly fanatic membership and just comes in here and drops supers. We love Campbell. But I was telling him about Underdog. He wants to draft with us, and they honor the 50% bonus. There's another one where it's 50% of your deposit up to $1,000. And he's never played best ball before. Fucker drops $1,000 in his account, so he has $1,500. I'm like, it's gonna be hard to spend that this year. I mean, he has enough time. He's got to do a lot of best ball manias, so I'm gonna help draft his teams with him. He's already in one right now. He did an eliminator first, which is just different, like drafting strategy. But he's got $1,500 to spend. He doesn't spend it this year, but I just thought that was such a, like, if you get to know Campbell, he's a super awesome guy, super generous guy, and like just clearly balling. So he just fucking just puts fucking $1,000 in DraftKings right away. So we'll be seeing him on some of these nights. He goes to bed a little early, unfortunately, because he's old. A little bit of an older guy. No, I'm not saying it is easy to get through one like for us, but he's never done like best ball before. So I feel like to start off just going all in, like the first year is tough in best ball. Even I had to struggle the first couple of years in best ball. Luckily, I was doing a lot of sit and go, so I was making money. But in tournaments, like it's easy to fall behind and not get on the trends and just make some mistakes. Yeah, he should do a big dog. We could draft on his accounts. Maybe I'll have him over one day and we'll do a big dog. Derek, you're one of the youngest souls in here, man. I'm not referring to you. Age is just a number. I'm saying Campbell's 47. And he acts like he's 47. You're 51, and in the fun aspects of your life, you act like you're 31. That's why we fucking love you. Compared to Hetzer, I'm fucking old, so you know how it goes. Like, depending on how old you are, like age is all relevant. Holy shit. Yeah, this ADP is so much different. I have to focus here for a second. A couple good options. I love drafting the back end of DraftKings. I love these picks here. Mouse 41, EX 21. Fantasy Dog, good call. I'm still learning as well, man. Every year I'm picking up on more trends and more things, but it takes a while, dude. Jesus. Okay, so the receivers are all gone now. So we're going to get Genty and Barkley. The last couple I've done in this spot, I've taken receiver. I'd go like CD Lamb, Drake London, Justin Jefferson, Drake London. But we're going to go with this stud running back, robust running back build and just pound receivers. All right, Fantasy Dog, how old are you? You got to age, sex, location, bro. I'm guessing you're a male. I'm trying to think where he's from. Let's all guess where Fantasy Dog is from. I'm going to say the greater Washington, D.C. area. Just my guess. 72. Hey-oh. 72. Hell yeah, Fantasy Dog. Jay is our senior member. Jay is 66, 65, something like that. So we call it Jay the grandpa around here. He's our grandpa. Fuck yeah, man. Playing fantasy, living it up. I'm sure you're retired, man. Much deserved, by the way, Fantasy Dog. I'm guessing you're a father. If not, either way, happy Father's Day to you, my dude. You're probably a grandpa. If you're a father, you're probably a grandpa. Derek just got Bijan at 4. Well, Dakota does love JSN. Southwest Ohio. Okay, I wasn't too far off geographically, but you know what? No shit, dude. You know what's crazy is Jay is actually from Ohio as well. I don't know exactly where Jay is from in Ohio. I know Jay's from Ohio. So that's a trip. You guys could, go out and get tea and crumpets or whatever you guys get. I'm just fucking with you, man. Well, you have to be a father to be a grandpa. You know what I mean? Like some people I'm not a father. I'm 38. I don't have kids. Brock Bowers. Yeah, 100%. Bowers needs to be drafted higher in full PPR. Dak Prescott just went off the board, guys. This is going to be wild. Dak Prescott off the board at pick 19. Let's all fucking eat. We have a chance. And it's not like he took Josh Allen. It's Skyline Chili. There you go. World Long Drive. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, we love Jay. Jay is one of the nicest guys ever. It's 100K to first, Mouth. It's $1 million in prizes, 100K to first, 50K to seconds. That is a gift for us. And I'm guessing now if you do something stupid like Dak Prescott, he's going to make other dumb picks. So we're all going to get a little bit of value here. Dakota's going to go with this PPR build, which I love. We'll see how he makes it work, and I think he will. There goes Trey McBride. We'll see. I like being on the turn here. So, yeah, it's nice. It's only 4 of us in here, so it's not going to be too much sniping. We're all a little bit spread out. Mouse a little bit away from me. Dakota and Derek are next to each other, but we don't care about the left side of the board, Mouth. We're on this right side. We're going to have fun over here. They can have fun over there. There goes Josh Allen. Man, the CD Mouth has CD Lamb, which is kind of unfortunate that Dak Prescott got the zero chance to get Dak Prescott. Guess what, Mouth? You should have taken him instead of Brock Bowers. Okay, if you want your stack, you got to take Dak Prescott at the 204. Let's see. Pickens is still available. That's interesting. 36. There goes Pickens. Hell of a pull for Derek, man. We were just talking about that, about Pickens versus Devonta Smith, and you just pulled Pickens at the 304. That is lovely, brother. Lovely start for Derek. Bijan at 4. A.J. Brown and George Pickens. Like, A.J. Brown's going a lot higher now. He's going like middle or early second round typically in these DraftKings drafts. And George Pickens is a 2-3 turn pick. And Bijan is never goes past 3. So you're going to have a very unique team. Let's see. I need receivers, brother. Really goddamn bad. There goes Kyron. There goes Breece Hall. I'm sure Mouth's going to take ETN here. Oh, Javonte Williams. ETN will be off the board as well. There goes all the running backs. There they go. All right, we're getting 2 solid receivers here. No matter who it is, I'm digging who they are. And I'm not taking a running back. I'm not taking anyone else here. Josh Allen's already gone. So we're going to hopefully get Zay Flowers and T. Higgins is the ideal 2 guys to get. I'll take Ibuka, even though I'm not the biggest Ibuka guy. There goes Ibuka. So let's hop and get Zay Flowers. Let's take T. Higgins. There's no way that I get Lamar to fall back to me. That would be a pipe dream. That is fine. Full PPR, I'm less likely to stack. And what running back would I be comfortable with if I was going to take a running back, a third one? I have a line in the sand I'm crossing here. If I get decent value, I will take a third one. Otherwise, I'm punting running back for foreseeable future. God, Terry McLaurin's ADP is so low. DJ Moore is ranked ahead of Terry McLaurin on this site, and that is wild. LOL, I wish you were twice as old as me. How old are you, LOL? There goes Loveland. Mouth with Garrett Wilson. Neighbors off the board. That's pretty good value for Neighbors in a tournament. 47. Still a young man, dude. Still a young man. Luther Burden, gone. 65. Okay. Plenty of good options. Mouth is creaming with his start. He has CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Brock Bowers, and Javonte Williams. I'm sitting with Ashton Genty, Saquon Barkley, Zay Flowers, and T. Higgins. And the other two gentlemen that we have in the community in this draft are at the 3 and 4 spot. They're about to get their 4th player each. Pretty nice start for both of them. Dakota has a 3-receiver build with JSN, Devonta Smith, and Rashee Rice. They need some running backs. I think Dakota's going to just punt running back until later in a full PPR, which I am totally cool with. It's a pretty good strategy. There goes Terry McLaurin. Nice, dude. Derek's start is just to die for. I love this start for Derek. Genius start. Fantasy Dog, are you a grandpa? Are you a father first and foremost? If you are, like I said, happy Father's Day to you. Actually, we're not in Father's Day anymore, but you know what? We get the entire day until we fall asleep. We should get the entire week because you know women do. We should too. Bayshell Tootin off the board. Really early for Bayshell Tootin. I mean, there were still good running backs available. Mike Evans to Dakota. He might take a quarterback here. Woo! Look at this wide receiver crew for Dakota in full PPR. JSN, Smith, Rice, Evans, and Waddle. Money. See if Derek can do the same thing. Jamison Williams is sitting there for Derek right now to really make this team pop as well. He takes Swift. Okay, so he goes with a more balanced approach. Ooh, almost a great grandpa. Hell yeah, Fantasy Dog. David Montgomery off the board. I am up in 6 picks. I would like one of these running backs, but it's not the end of the world. I'm fine with these wide receivers too. Got plenty of options here. Mouth is most certainly taking one of these running backs if they fall. It's my guess. There goes J-Mo off the board. There goes Lamar. It's getting very interesting here. That is correct. This guy is just doing random stuff here. Random stuff. He has one wide receiver in a full PPR, which is wild. There goes Jutkins. You know what? Mouth, you're literally the one that says let's not fuck each other over here. You take Joe Burrow and I have T. Higgins. So I don't know. That kind of seems like something you said not to do. So let's make this money. Boo. I boo that. I don't like that. So we can, let's go with Hendy and let's go with Bucky. And we're going to end this team at 4 running backs. Well, it's sitting right there on the board. I just announced I took T. Higgins. It's fine. I don't care. It's all fair. It's all fair in love and war, man. But you are the one that said it. And it was 1 pick ahead of ADP, too. 1 pick ahead of ADP, and you had no stacks. I love Joe Burrow, too. I'll take him unstacked as well. So we are done at running back. And well, I was going to take Joe Burrow, obviously, if he was there. Because I can't. Zay Flowers, Lamar's already off the board. It's not a big deal. I'll figure. I am still less likely to stack in DraftKings than like underdog. You have to stack in tournaments like heavy. I still want some for sure. There are options though for sure. I didn't say not to stack. I said don't stack as much as underdog. We still would like to stack when we can. In a big tournament, like again, I'm not always playing these to win. If I could just make it to the championship round, like I'm just trying to make money. You know what I mean? As much as I can. And stacking, especially in DraftKings, sometimes if it goes bad, you're not even making the playoffs. Thank you, Fantasy Dog. He's got my back. I literally, I don't care. It's all good. I'm just fucking with him. The only reason I said something is because he specifically sent a message to not fuck each other over. But if we're not looking at the other rosters, then how do we even know if we're fucking people over? More so, maybe he's talking about taking our guys, right? So no one can take Shaheed. That's mine. There goes Jaden Daniels. Dude, Derek's team, we should just quit now. Dakota's got 6 banger receivers. Derek has McLaurin and Jaden Daniels. You got hella value on Jaden Daniels, bro. Unreal value on Jaden Daniels. I don't love the Swift pick, but I don't hate it. Like that would be the only one I would have probably taken Montgomery over him. But in full PPR, I get the Swift appeal. Dakota, this is interesting. I got to see what Dakota does here. He has 6 receivers, and if he takes one here, he's done at receiver. I think he can roll with just 7 receivers. There's not a lot left at running back. He needs to take a running back at some point. Stevenson would actually be a pretty nice pick for him here. Or Warren. Or maybe he takes a quarterback. We shall see. Oh, Alec Pierce. All right, so Man's got 7 receivers. 7 receivers. We're going to see what's available at running back for him coming back around. It's an interesting. I think that was a bit much too. But in full PPR, I think Dakota's smart. He's probably done at wide receiver now. And you prefer 8 or 9 in these drafts because they're 20 rounds. He's going to roll with 7 and just take a bunch of RB2s on their team. And this is how you win a tournament. Like, this is how you win a tournament. This is also how you potentially miss the playoffs, but I think these wide receivers are going to carry his ass. Like, not only do I like the strategy, I don't like 7. I think 5 is plenty to go in a row. 6 maybe, but it's full PPR. He's going to have 20 points a game from his wide receivers when they're in whoever is in this lineup. There goes Jalen Warren. There goes Caleb. That would have been a good pick. Got plenty of options here. Dude, Brian Thomas is already gone. Fuck me. Fuck me, man. There goes Jalen Hurts. So quarterbacks are pretty much getting gross right here. Chris Godwin, solid pick for Mouth. That is a Mouth pick. Well, there goes Quentin Johnston. Jesus, dude. This is rough, brother. We're going to take Sam Laporta for sure. We need a wide receiver, too. Oh, I don't like this pick at all. Let's take Sam Laporta and let's take Cortland Sutton. God, that fall off hit hard at wide receiver, man. That fall off hit hard at wide receiver. Not thrilled with those picks. not thrilled with those picks. But I need tight ends to start going off the board now that I have mine. Yeah, that's pretty much the threshold, Francis. Like 200 points in a bigger tournament to advance in one of the playoff weeks is pretty standard. I actually had one last year where I put up like 197 and I didn't advance, but I had one that advanced with like 162. And I was just like, come on, because I wanted the better team, obviously, was the one that put up the 197. And of course, the one that advanced to one, I got like ninth in the semifinal. There goes Herbert. This guy's now just taking quarterbacks like Caleb and Justin Herbert. Okay. So now we're getting to problem territory where these quarterbacks are going to be gone and tank our team. He's probably going to he needs a running back, but he also could take a quarterback too. I love the start of this draft. I can make it work. It's only going to be a 4 running back team, but Cortland Sutton as my 3 is just not great. I really wanted Quentin Johnston. I would have taken Quentin Johnston and Justin Herbert. I would have taken Godwin. I would have taken Hurts. There goes Brock Purdy. Yep, there's plenty of guys there, and then there's also just the build, right? If I need 10 receivers in this team. And I will be able to get at least 10 receivers because I'm only taking 4 running backs. When I made the choice of going Hendy and Bucky Irving with Barkley and Genty, it is a 4 running back team. I'll take a 5th if I get crazy value in like the end, one of the last rounds, a guy I don't hate. But I had to be aggressive with this with the wide receiver room. I can't take a 5th running back here in the next 2 picks because he's never going to see my lineup. And like, if I'm doing it for safety, like if one of my backs go down, 2 of my backs go down, I'm not winning this tournament anyway. So there's plenty of options here. I think there is one back I would take. He's not going to fall to me. Sweet. All right, 11 guys in the queue. We have 9 picks till I'm up, so feeling good about that. So let's see what Dakota's cooking up here. So he still does not have a running back. Now he takes Trevor Lawrence, so no running backs yet. 2, I like his quarterbacks now. Pulled that off pretty well, pretty late, pretty nice value there on Trevor Lawrence. There goes Josh Downs. These running backs are just not going. So this guy's on auto draft right now, and he takes Jordan Addison. I'm going to have so many goddamn wide receivers in this team. So many wide receivers in this squad. Couple guys I still like available. We'll see if they fall back to me. Up in 4 picks. And there goes Jonathan Brooks. There goes Patty Mahomes. There goes J.K. Dobbins. Really good option. Oh, my God. Jared Goff off the board. Okay, buddy. So, I think we're going to go Jackson Dart, Kyler Murray, and the quarterback situation. So those are the 2 quarterbacks. Hetzer is now back on DraftKings. Hell yeah. So we'll be doing them in the future. There goes Worthy to the Mahomes team. That's nice. We still only have 3 receivers, guys. So this is going to be an interesting team. Like, there might be 12 fucking receivers in this team. We're just going to spam guys. I think we're going to get some playing time and just hope I get some touchdowns week to week. I mean, T. Higgins and Zay Flowers, Cortland Sutton, that is just a gross situation. I think we pulled off quarterback okay with Jackson Dart and Kyler Murray. We have Sam Laporta at tight end. The running backs are really good. It's Ashton Genty, it's Saquon Barkley, it's Travion Henderson, and Bucky Irving. We're probably going to have to take 3 tight ends because we'll need some tight end flexibility for flex. That's for sure. You know, running backs should be the flex most weeks. See if we can take another tight end we like. 31. So Rashad White's off the board. That is Dakota's man. His PPR back. Don't hate that. Really don't hate that. Matthew Golden to Derek, as well as Josh Downs. Those are pretty lovely picks, man. Alvin Kamara, that seems a little rich, right? Taking PPR backs, though. It's going to be interesting draft grades after this. We're going to eclipse a 3-hour show. We were at 5 hours last night, guys. 3 hours tonight minimum. That's how we're rocking here in June on the Fanatics Network. Just wait till fucking August, man. I'm going to still do every day I do my drafts, my redrafts. I'll do like 2 a day, essentially, my high stakes ones. I'm still doing a show as well. So we'll probably be live 6 hours a day during the end of August and early September. Q casualty. Thought that was a little early. So who's here? No, it didn't. I mean, Kamara should actually, when he signs and he's officially the running back too, that's why he's fine there. It's just you could have got him 3 rounds later. So I see both ends of it. Obviously, it's not ideal. There goes Baker. We need some quarterbacks to go off the board because we have our 2 quarterbacks. I am just rolling with these 2 guys. And we have a tight end we could take. Mouth already picked. If we need Shaheed to fall to this team, guys. Shaheed needs to follow this team. I need to get Shaheed and Horton to give me some stability. And I don't know which is going to be the wide receiver 2. I do really believe it's Shaheed, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's a 2A, 2B situation. There goes Jaden Higgins. I might need some upside with Stephon Diggs. You know, the uncertainty is a good thing in my case. Okay, well, there goes Diggs. So we're going to take Shaheed. We're also going to take Mark Andrews. And now we're done at tight end. So we are done at every position. We're going to have so many wide receivers in this team. 8, 10, 12. We have 8 more. We're going to have 12 receivers. This is going to be a 12 receiver team, guys. It's not going to be very stacked. Unfortunately, I'm going to take some back end Giants receivers with Jackson Dart. And that's it for stacking. If Hawkinson does fall, I could consider taking him as my 3rd tight end. But with Laporta and Andrews, I'm fine there. I could consider a 3rd quarterback only if Geno Smith falls 20 picks after ADP. I would have really loved to take Diggs there. I would have just taken Diggs and Shaheed. But that Andrews pick allowed me to just Now I'm going to have 12 receivers. And if 12 receivers can't work out, if I can't fill 3 receiver spots and get double-digit points, then I don't deserve to even place in this league, right? I think the running back room with Barkley, Genty, Henderson, and Irving should give me a weekly flex, at least half the weeks. So I really just need 3.5 spots a week filled with wide receiver, not 4. Like, you want 4, obviously. You want a wide receiver in your flex. Not when you have Bucky Irving as your running back 4. Not when you have Travion Henderson, who's going to have boom weeks. As much as I don't like Travion Henderson, like him more for best ball, in a PPR especially. Not an underdog. I'm not into him an underdog at all. The lack of stacks on this team is super alarming, though. It's super alarming. That is a good call. Taking some shots on some guys. Fantasy Dog says Keenan Allen last round. Yeah. Because when I take 12, if I lose one of them, big deal. I have enough insulation. If you're taking 8 receivers and you're trusting in Keenan Allen, even in the last round, you can't afford to lose your 8th receiver. I can surely afford to lose my 12th. And we all know if Keenan Allen signs, I don't love the spot there. It'd be more like Devontae Adams, Puka insurance. But he'd still be on the field. He'd have that Whittington role. He'd still be drafted in like what? Instead of now he's undrafted or a 20th round pick, he would go to like the 16th round. It's Keenan Allen. He's going to catch 40 or 50 balls. He's going to catch some touchdowns. There goes tight ends to Dakota. Zach Charbonnet was a pretty heady pick there by Derek. There goes Bryce Young. Quarterbacks are all pretty much gone. Keaton Mitchell off the board. Dylan Sampson's still there. I think our boy Mouth's going to take Dylan Sampson. That's my guess. Shit, my bad. I got to go back up here. There we go. Mouth has 4 running backs. The teams right next to me have 4, 3, and 3. They should be taking running backs with this next pick. There goes Tajay Spears. We need another running back off the board here. I really need Juwan Jennings in this team. I do not have a lot of Juwan Jennings, but oh, come on, man. Get out of here. This motherfucker's got 3 running backs, and J.K. Dobbins is his 3. He takes Juwan Jennings. Fuck. So we're going to go aggressive here, and we're going to take Travis Hunter. We're going to take Trey Tucker. This team has no shot to win this tournament. I do not have any stacks. I'll get some late stacks with Jackson Dart, but they're not going to be worthy enough to win a tournament. I mean, unless everything goes right. This team could possibly, if everything falls together, still make the championship round. But trying to say you win without this is not great. Oh, I love Jahan Dotson, bro. That is also a pick I'll be making. And I'm really on the fence about Zach Branch. I loved him as a prospect originally. I had him in my initial wide receiver ranks of the college class coming in. I had him at like number 8. And then diving into the film, I wanted to believe it wasn't his fault that he was getting all the bubble screens and his ADOT so low. And then I'm just kind of on the fence of like, I think he's better than what he's shown. I think he's more versatile than what he's shown, but not much. And he's a project. I love him for Tua because Tua is a low ADOT guy. He doesn't like to take hits. He's no mobility. They get the ball out of his hands quick. That is Zach Branch. With Michael Penix, I don't like Zach Branch at all. Jahan Dotson would be better. So, and I think Penix starts more games than Tua this year. I think Tua starts the year. I think Penix is the guy coming in week 6 to finish off the year. They got to see what they have in Penix. We know what Tua is. If he's not getting it done the first 5 games, they're not going to go back to Tua. And Michael Penix is probably one of the 3 or 4 worst intermediate to short, mostly short passing. He has no touch, no accuracy. He's got a gun. He's got a cannon, but he could not throw a simple slant. He could not even throw a bubble screen accurately. So that's John Dotson does make a lot of sense of the last round pick. I don't do it on underdog as much. I was early on before the Zach Branch draft pick. Wasn't like Zach Branch was drafted super high, but he has definite juice. There goes Hawkinson off the board. Nice pick to Derek. And Dylan Sampson, that was a major, major pick for Dakota. Needed that one, buddy. We all just want to talk to Sampson.
I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
All right. Need 2 more receivers here. See who falls. We're just going to keep stacking them up. I could consider taking Tank Bigsby, but I'm all in on what I have. We would consider a third quarterback potentially. I think we could roll with 11 receivers. I'm not taking a third tight end. I'm going to roll with the 2 I have. And they're not great, but I think Laporta and Andrews are plenty at tight end. All right, guys in my queue. Debo would have been nice. I would have really wanted Debo. Flournoy for sure. I wanted him. Sure, I can't get all the guys I want. Sometimes we just can't get what we want, guys. We can't. Me and Dakota are in similar issues. Like, his running back room is such dog shit. My wide receiver room is such dog shit. The rest of our team's really good. We'll see who can make it come together better. There goes Adonai Mitchell. Damn it. There goes Stribling. Bigsby. So let's take some old trusty veterans here in Jerry Jeudy and Calvin Ridley. It's a little gross, but I needed some with the Hunter pick. I needed some stability there. I think Ridley's a 70% snap share player this year in Tennessee. I think Jeudy to start the year will be a 70% snap share player. They're going to be playing a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. They're not going to want to, but they're going to have to because their defense got a lot worse after that Myles Garrett trade. I'm a big Concepcion fan as a prospect. He's still really raw. Not the biggest Denzel Boston fan. That being said, Denzel Boston should be out there every snap. And they don't really have the best personnel to play a lot of 12 personnel. Like Harold Fannon's an undersized tight end, more of a slot receiver. So I think they're going to be playing a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. And yeah, Jerry Jeudy still sucks though. Sucks my nuts. Fantasy dog, you got to work. You should be retired. Are you working just for fun? Or I know it's the economy's tough out there, but appreciate you, man. %, dude. I've always loved Jahan Dotson. I loved him coming out of Penn State. I thought he was way overdrafted. I think the Commanders took him 16th overall, which a lot of teams had him as a fringe round 2, round 3 guy. But really competitive player, undersized, but he's for his size, he can actually play X receiver. At least he has. His rookie year, he had like 7 or 8 touchdowns. And then he just got like the new regime came in and he just fell out of favor there. And then they don't throw the ball enough there in Philadelphia, and he's kind of just been forgotten. And I think he's a better player than I think he's decent. And I think that wide receiver room, Drake London's going to get a 30+% target share. We know that. Kyle Pitts is the number 2 in terms of the receiving game. Bijan's the real number 2. So who's the 4th option? And I think it's between Zach Branch and Jahan Dotson. I think it's quarterback dependent. I want Jahan Dotson if it's Penix, and I want Zach Branch when it is Tua. But he's a guy that the community, like if you're playing in a deep league, like people play some wacky, like a 20-team league, like I am fine with rolling with Jahan Dotson. Like, he is well better than wide receiver 110. What is the upside? I don't know exactly, but spike weeks are definitely in the realm. I think he's going to be playing at least over 50% of the snaps. Dakota with Emmett Johnson, Brandon Ayuk and Isaac Tesla to Derek. Still have some receivers we like. We are in the 17th round, so 4 more picks. I think it might be time to pull the trigger on another quarterback. Nope, I'm going to keep on. I'm just going to roll with my 2 quarterbacks. I need all these receivers. I need them. There goes Bernard. Ted Hurst off the board. Back-to-back rookies there. Followed by a crusty veteran named Cooper Kupp. The fallout for Cooper Kupp is wild. Nice pick from out there, Damon Claiborne. Finished out his running back room at 6. We're going to take Malachi Fields, and we're going to take Darnell Mooney. Let's get a couple late stacks with Jackson Dart, something. And one of those guys should be featured, at least until Neighbors comes back. And then when he comes back, someone's playing X receiver there. My bet is Mooney early on, Fields towards the end. I am a big Malachi Fields fan, though. They love him. They traded up to get him, too. Let's not forget that. And they drafted him way higher than most other teams were talking. It was a 3rd-round pick. All right, 2 more receivers we have to select. 2 more receivers we must pick. Little Yoda for you guys. And where is John Dotson at? Put all the guys in here. Ashton Doolin is in line right now, McAuliffe, to be their 3rd receiver. Deion Burks should win out. I think Ashton Doolin is much more of just a guy. That being said, I think we all agree that Deion Burks should have been like a 4th or 5th round pick in the NFL draft with his speed alone. Like, he should have been in the same range as Zach Branch, and he just wasn't. For whatever reason, I didn't get it. I actually liked his film. His film was much more versatile and well-rounded, and he was actually out there running big boy routes in college than Zach Branch. But he was a 7th-round pick, so that's going to work against him a little bit. Now, I think they like him, but if they liked him, they would have taken him earlier than 7th rounder. They knew something we didn't know. But Deion Burks has the juice. Ashton Doolin is a steady player, and they're going to move around Josh Downs this year, especially if Alec Pierce misses some time to start the year or is hampered by that injury. So Ashton Doolin is a guy that's going to see the field. Like, these are the guys I need to target right now because my wide receiver room, I waited. It got screwed on it. I neglected it. We got to do what we got to do. It's going to be a 12 receiver team, guys. That is a little wonky. There goes Jaden Blue. Dakota's making this team work, man. He's got 6 running backs. He'll take 1 more, I'm guessing, to make it a 7 running back build. There goes Deshaun Watson off the board to him. And we need a couple more receivers here. Take whoever is there. I'm kind of looking for big play merchants, ideally. Draft grade should be fun, guys. My only worry with Doolin is later in the year, right? When Deion Burks gets acclimated, I specifically think that the Colts are going to be trash this year and not really in playoff contention. I don't trust their defense. Daniel Jones is a question mark early on with the injury and just in general. And their roster is just not great. They didn't retool a lot in the draft. So my biggest worry is Ashton Doolin, has a decent role early on, and he gets not Wally Pipp, but they're just like, let's go with the younger guy. I think we know what Ashton Doolin is right now, and Deion Burks sees the field more. Tyler Warren is still going to be the probably the target leader there. I know there's a report coming out today that Alec Pierce is going to double his target total from last year, which would give him 160 targets. Like, that's not happening. I think it's a bunch of guys with 120 targets with Josh Downs, with Tyler Warren, and Alec Pierce. What's going on, Andre? How you been? I've been great, dude. Good to see you back. What just happened here? There we go. Whoops. Back to the draft board. Here we are, up in 2 picks. And somebody took – it was you, Derek. Derek, you took Torrey Horton from me. Thought we weren't going to do that, man. I thought we were friends. We're going to take Tyquan Thornton, and we're going to take Rashad Bateman to make this a 12-receiver build. Look at those last 8 picks. Travis Hunter, Trey Tucker, Jerry Jeudy, Calvin Ridley, Malachi Fields, Darnell Mooney, Tyquan Thornton, and Rashad Bateman. That's how you build a team when you neglect wide receiver in a full PPR. It is a 4. Let me go up here. The build of this team, 2-4-12-2 build. Now that's unique. I don't know how good it is, but we have Genty, Barkley, Henderson, and Bucky Irving. We have Zay Flowers, T. Higgins, Cortland Sutton's the 3. That was the biggest issue with this team, was Cortland Sutton being the 3, and I didn't love it. So we ended up just smashing receivers. I was forced to do it just because of what happened on the board there. And yeah, the contracts are a little wild on the Packers. I like Christian Watson. Hard to give a guy that doesn't have a 1,000-yard receiving season. You know what? The Packers are a smart organization, and I do like paying for future performance opposed to paying for past production. A lot of teams get caught up by paying, like, remember the Zeke contract in particular? That's paying for past performance. That's bad business. I don't hate the Christian Watson contract. Jaden Reed was pretty cheap. So I don't think it's terrible. Yeah, Jack Bash probably should have been on my radar. I took Trey Tucker. I didn't want 2 players on that squad. I would much rather I took Rashad Bateman because I'm buying it on the Ravens this year. All right, we are down to the last pick here, guys. So let's do draft grades. We'll just keep the board up, and I'll read the teams. So we're going to start at the front here with Dakota's squad. We're going to stay in this. There we go, Dakota's squad. He's got the 3rd pick here. Let me get the comment off there. Yeah, I don't hate your team. We'll see how you pull off running back, though. So here's Dakota's squad. He is at the 3 spot, JSN, Devonta Smith. So at quarterback, we have Brock Purdy, we have Trevor Lawrence, and we have Deshaun Watson. At running back, we have, so the build is 3-7-7-3, 7 running backs. We have Rashad White, we have Alvin Kamara, we have Dylan Sampson, Nick Singleton, Emmett Johnson, Mike Washington, and Jordan James. I didn't miss anyone there, right? So Jordan James, Mike Washington, Emmett Johnson, Nick Singleton, Dylan Sampson, Alvin Kamara, and Rashad White. So technically his starters would be, Alvin Kamara was auto pick. So it's Rashad White, Dylan Sampson. Kamara's his first bench running back. Wide receiver, JSN, Devonta Smith, Rashee Rice, Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle, Marvin Harrison, Alec Pierce. And that's it at wide receiver. Smart to stop there. And tight end, we are looking at Chikakonkwo, Jawan Johnson, and Mason Taylor. This is a hard one to grade. In tournament play, I see what you're doing. I wish the Kamara pick didn't happen at where you took him because the auto draft. JSN, Devonta Smith, Rashee Rice, Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle, Marvin Harrison, and Alec Pierce. You see it right there, all in a row. So you started your draft with 7 wide receivers in a row. I ended my draft with 8 receivers in a row. Pretty ironic. I'm going to give this a B, bro. It's really risky, but I'm going to give this a B because I do like Dylan Sampson, Rashad White, Alvin Kamara when he does sign there officially, all receiving backs. Nick Singleton could take the job at maybe midseason, maybe end of the season. Emmett Johnson, handcuff. Mike Washington, elite handcuff. Jordan James, handcuff, we think. This is how you do it. I mean, love it or hate it. I don't love it. I don't love the safety of it, but I like the quarterbacks. I don't mind the tight ends. The wide receivers are going to give you 20 points. You know, I'm giving this a B. I really think that this is you know what your strengths are, and they're awesome. The wide receivers and flex is going to be the best in the league. Quarterbacks are going to be league average or maybe even above. Tight ends are a little below average, but I don't hate them. You just got to find a way to get 8 to 10 points from each running back, from 2 running backs a week, which might be a task for sure. If you get an injury to Quinshon Judkins, if you get Nick Singleton taking over and getting some snaps, if Kenneth Walker goes down, if Genty goes down, like you just need one of those guys to become starters, and this team is a banger. That's why I'm giving it a B, because the upside's huge. The downside is the wide receivers are still gonna carry this team to somewhat a relevant score every week. So I give it a B. I don't hate it. What do you guys have? Mouse says C for cojones. Yeah, Sutton at 775 is pretty damn low, McCullough. But he has a pretty high touchdown prop, like 6.5. C plus with an A minus potential. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I just gave it a B, not give it 2 grades. We'll see here. We have Derek's squad, which is dope. I'm pretty sure. I love this team. Derek is picking at the 4 spot here, right here. Derek Richardson. We have quarterback. You have a 3-5-9-3 build. So at quarterback, you have Jaden Daniels, you have Bo Nix, and you have Shedeur Sanders. Pretty balanced there. I do like that room. Okay, we have Bijan Robinson, the running back Bijan, DeAndre Swift, Ramondre Stevenson, Zach Charbonnet, Woody Marks, and that's it. 5 running backs. I think that's enough. Bijan, Swift, Stevenson's a nice 3. Charbonnet and Woody Marks. Passable. Wide receiver, A.J. Brown, George Pickens, Terry McLaurin, Josh Downs, Matthew Golden, Isaac Tesla, Brandon Ayuk, Dontavian Wicks, and Torrey Horton. 9 receivers there. Tight ends, we're sitting with Harold Fannin, T.J. Hawkinson, and Terrence Ferguson. Dude, this is a really balanced team. Running backs are a little thin, but having Stevenson as your 3, I don't mind. Charbonnet should get you, really good production towards the end of the season, even mid-season. Woody Marks is a nice 5. So Hawkinson's your 2 at tight end. Love tight end room. Like your quarterback room. I mean, Jaden Daniels was such a value where you got him. You got him at pick 69. Nice. Really good value. Downs and Golden on your bench. The wide receivers are a little thin towards the end. That's my biggest issue is you have Downs as your 4, Golden as your 5, and then you drop down to Tesla at 6, Wicks at 7, Horton at 8. Or am I missing somebody? Tesla. Oh, Ayuk. I forgot Ayuk because he doesn't play. I think this is a better team than Dakota's because Dakota's has higher upside. This is a B+. This is a fucking great team. I mean, the Jaden Daniels value, Harold Fannin sprinkled in there as a tight end when you waited. You got really good value on Fannin. A.J. Brown, George Pickens, Terry McLaurin. I dig that. You have Bijan on this team. This is solid as fuck. Solid as it comes. Don't really have any issue with any picks. Maybe the Ayuk pick, but it's worth it at this point, a 20-round draft. Love this team. What do you guys have? Let's go to Mouth Squad here. Mouth of the South. I think we're all going to have good grades because that guy gave us some badass value. Mouth has a 3-6-8-3 build. So Joe Burrow at quarterback with Baker Mayfield and Fernando Mendoza. We have 6 running backs. Javonte Williams, Jonathan Brooks is 2. Aaron Jones, Tyrone Tracy, Tajay Spears, and Damon Claiborne. That's pretty solid. I don't like Jonathan Brooks as a 2. We'll see if the receivers are good enough. This is a Brock Bowers team too. So he has 3 tight ends. Brock Bowers, Kyle Pitts, and who's your third tight end? Sorry, I'm not seeing it. Mike Gesicki. And then wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Roma Dunze, Chris Godwin. Hold on a second. Godwin at 4. Stribling at 5, Tank Dell at 6, Luke McCaffrey at 7, and Colby Young at 8. What's a Bowers team? I don't like the Kyle Pitts pick because you have Bowers. So I feel like, okay, Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Odunze, solid. Godwin is a flex, solid. After Godwin, your next receiver is Deshaun Stribling. David, that's a drunk idiot that did that, and he's not part of this community, but he got us a lot of really good value. So I don't like having my 5th receiver be Deshaun Stribling. You do have 8 of them, but Stribling, Dell, McCaffrey, Colby Young, like that is a lot of question marks. And I know that like essentially Kyle Pitts will be your flex a lot. I just want more at receiver. I really want more at receiver in this situation. Like the fact that you need more at receiver and Jonathan Brooks is your 2 at running back. Like after looking at Derek's team is the fucking bee's knees. I do like a lot of the upside here with Joe Burrow, with Brock Bowers. Tight end room's great. It's the Gesicki pick as well is just not, you should not take Gesicki here. He's never going to see your lineup ever, 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 ever. So I'm going to give this a C+ to B-. There's just some holes here. I think that they could work out for sure, but I just see some holes in this team. The running back room's actually fine. Like he has Aaron Jones, Tyrone Tracy, Tajay Spears, Damon Claiborne, but mostly those first 3 I mentioned with Brooks. That should work. But I just see an issue at thin receiver. I see the tight ends are so good. I think Kyle Pitts was just not ideal. I think you need another receiver there for sure. Who was, let's see. Let's go here and take a look. I'm just curious. Kyle Pitts did fall. So Michael Pittman, Myers, Wandale. Yeah. You know what I would have loved? I think Kenneth Gainwell. Like Kenneth Gainwell, if he is your number 2, then everyone moves down 1. You know what I'm saying? When you have Brock Bowers, I think Kenneth Gainwell would be ideal to have as your 2. I'm going to go C+, like I said, B- because I do like a lot of the players. Some big upside here. It's just the construction. There's this hole, RB2 hole, and then wide receiver depth is a major issue. Now, you're going to have a lot of flex with your tight end, Kyle Pitts for sure. I just would much rather have a wide receiver than Kyle Pitts. Derek's at C-, C. I like it a little bit more because I do like a lot of the players he took. The 8th has a solid team if Neighbors plays. With the 8th pick here. Yeah, that's really good value. He got Neighbors in a full PPR. All right, let's go to my abomination. We'll see how it looks here. So this is similar. Me and Derek had exact opposite teams. Cubs fan 311, 311 here. So we have at quarterback, we have just 2 quarterbacks. This is going to be really easy to read off. 2 quarterbacks, Jackson Dart and Kyler Murray. We have 2 tight ends, Sam Laporta and Mark Andrews. We have 4 running backs. We have Ashton Genty, Saquon Barkley, Travion Henderson, and Bucky Irving. And we have 12 receivers. So, guys, strap in here because this is a long list. Zay Flowers, T. Higgins, and Cortland Sutton in the lineup. We have Rashid Shaheed as our 4. We have Travis Hunter as a 5, Trey Tucker, Jerry Jeudy, Calvin Ridley, Malachi Fields, Darnell Mooney, Tyquan Thornton, and Rashad Bateman. So what I can do is I can just roll this down and you guys can just see all the receivers all on one page because they're all at the end. So essentially, take away Shaheed. Shaheed's my 4, right? So here is the rest of the receivers. I don't have to read them out. I don't hate a lot of them. They're just guys that are just not great, that are veterans and a couple young guys in there. So 12 receivers, guys. What do you guys think? You think I pulled it off? I mean, getting sniped from Joe Burrow hurt me. And then I like the Irving and Henderson value. And, I hate Henderson. But I figured I'd just take four running backs, and I would take Laporta and Mark Andrews. I probably took Andrews a little early, not from ADP, but considering I had Sam Laporta. But I just wanted to lock in those positions with not a lot of assets thrown at it in terms of numbers, and then they take 12 receivers. They should be able to field 3 a week because I think I should get a flex out of either Henderson or Bucky Irving every single week. I'm fucking with you, Mouth. I only say that because of what you said in the chat is let's not snipe each other from our players in terms of our stacks. It's fine. It worked out for me. I don't hate this. The problem with this team is the upside is limited because the only stacks I really have is Jackson Dart with 2 shitty players. So this is not winning the tournaments. I think weekly, though, I have some pretty high ceiling with – we need to see these guys to catch some touchdowns, right? Judy, Ridley, Fields, Mooney, Thornton, Bateman. Trey Tucker should actually have some decent – Trey Tucker and Shaheed, I think, are going to be pretty relevant. And then Travis Hunter is a nice addition to this team. I don't draft Travis Hunter very often, guys. But in this team, I needed some upside at receiver because I knew I was going to have a bunch of them, but they're just guys that are going to get me 12 points, 15 points on good weeks. So this could get to the championship. There's no way in hell this team wins the championship in DraftKings. I don't have any stacks. David loves this 8th team here. I'm going to take a look at it. It is... David, is this you? I see the name Dave. Is this you? Dave Fred? I do like this team. Unfortunately, he has Lemon as his third receiver. He did take 10. I did like the build, actually. Yeah. Derek said, he says B. He says B. I'll take it. I mean, for what I had to work with, it's a weird team. And again, I didn't just do this just to fuck around. I never will do that. It just is kind of how it fell. And I just figured I kept on just doubling down on kind of how Dakota did on no running backs. And I figured, fuck it. Let's solidify quarterback. Let's solidify tight end. We're done at running back after 4. I felt like I could make it up on DraftKings with 20 rounds. And I think we kind of did. I don't know. It's not the best team in the world, but all right, guys, we almost hit 3.5 hours. That is 8.5 hours the last 2 nights. We're crushing. We are crushing. I like all those guys. I'm not the highest on Breece. I'm a little just worried about Breece Hall with, the possible committee situation. Thanks. Solid B. You know what? It's somehow not that risky with what I did. Because, if those wide receivers if I can't find 3 touchdowns or 2 touchdowns combined from those last 8 guys, then I fucked up and I drafted the wrong players and those guys all suck, which, they might. Appreciate that, Dakota. Join the Discord, y'all. Lock into draft all season. People won big money on tailing bets the last couple years. Damn straight. Dakota's still on the fence because what happened when he tailed his buddy. I don't believe in superstitions, but yeah, we did have a hell of a year last year. We've had a hell of a 4-year stretch. Last year was just better because the volume was huge. 150 bets through the course of the year. That's essentially 8 bets per week on player props. That's a decent amount. I was betting one bet every single primetime game and around 5 on Sunday. I don't bet every game. That's wild. Never do that. That's a pretty decent volume. I might scale it back a bit to get 7 bets a week, but it's still going to be pretty good volume. We'll have something every single primetime game. I'm also going to start posting my parlays for 0.1 units. Just throw $10 on them. That's what I do. And I hit 2 giant parlays last year, $10 to win $1,600, $10 to win $1,700. I do first touchdown score with 2 other legs. Most I'll do is 4 legs. And I try to find a guy, usually a scrambling quarterback, with 16 to 1 odds. I throw that in there with a game line, with an over, and then another player prop. And $10 with a boost usually pays about $1,700. All we got to do is hit one of those for the year to double our money, essentially. Last year we hit 2. But we'll see. I hope. Mouth is the shit. Mouth, I gotta get a beverage here to chug. I will give you that. And also the next day we draft, we'll do DraftKings so you can hop on the next time. We got 2 drafts already. Tomorrow night we'll do 2 DraftKings to start out. Are you able to come on tomorrow and draft with us? And then also Tuesday night is Mouth's. Me and Mouth are doing a segment. It is going to be pretty much a best ball would you rather with a little twist with our ownership percentages and kind of some surprises for Mouth. So that's Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Central. Also, guys, check out Downtown Sports. They're on YouTube now. If you could, just go over there right now and sub to his channel. They just started the YouTube channel. The show's been going on 6 years, guys, but they just started their YouTube channel, so it is new. We need to get as many people supporting the channel. Just a sub, and obviously watch as well, but a sub makes the channel look better for other randoms because people will tune in. I just want people to see a higher sub number so then they will subscribe themselves and we can get this channel rolling. There's 34 right now. I want to see 37 by the end of tonight when I go to bed. If you guys could. Real quick, I'm going to play a quick clip and I'm going to grab a little brewski to chug.
Well, you can camp out here for a while.
Well, this is pretty sweet. Does this couch fold out to a bed?
Yeah, totally great bed. But that's Jenkins' bed. Your bed's over here.
Dude, that is so fucking weak. How am I supposed to get a chick in that?
No, don't worry, dude. You couldn't get a chick if you had a $100 bill hanging out of your zipper.
Yeah, I could.
No, dude, you're a little bitch.
I am not. I don't even know why I hang out with you guys.
Because you're a piece of shit.
I am not a piece of shit.
Well, yeah, but you're a little bitch.
Sure.
Mouth, also, I want to say, I do appreciate your generosity more than you know. I'm buying you in the best ball draft. It's official. You're getting in that one as well on me. So here you go. The caveat is, I'll say this, the best ball draft, excuse me, if you win it, I want my $50 back, the buy-in back. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to buy you in. If you win, not if you play second or third, nothing, that's all you. If you win first place, I just want the 50 back. If not, guess what? Free buy-in for you. I'm also buying Mouth into the redraft league because he is going to commission that league and take a little bit off my plate. So I'll still be in the league though, guys. Whew, that one hit me pretty good. I got you, Mouth. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate everybody else in here. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Dakota. Hetzer, as always, you're the man. Hetzer's the man. He's been watching every stream. Most of you guys are in every stream. We fucking appreciate you guys around here. Again, one last time, happy Father's Day. That's it for me. There we go. All right. Love your life. Stay positive and respect each other. I'm out.
You just seem like a good dude. I thought I'd see if you wanted to grab a beer, that's all. I'm glad you called. We get home safe, Pistol.
You got it, Jobin.
I'm sorry, what? Nothing. Oh, what'd you say?
I don't know. You nicknamed me Pistol, and I just called you Jobin. It means nothing. I'm drunk. I'm gonna call a cab.
All right, man. You have my number, yeah?
I got you stored in my iPhone.
All right. If you need me, call, okay?
Oh, man, I'm...